Last night, David Cohn was hoping for a repeat performance, but he and the Yankees were far from perfect. Roberto Alomar, the Indians, rocked Cohn for 6 runs in only 4 innings. Derek Jeter also struggled, going 0 for 5. But with the game on the line in the 10th inning, the Yankees' most valuable player was perfect, delivering the game-winning hit, scoring 2 runs, and the Yankees win. Today, Jeter and the Yankees look for more reasons to celebrate as they take on the Tribe. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to New York Yankees baseball here on Fox 5. This afternoon, the Yankees and the Indians in Game 2 of this exciting 3-game series. And taking the mound for the Indians, left-hander Mark Langston, and he'll face off against Hideki Irabu for the New York Yankees. Another big crowd expected here at the stadium. Last night, 52,700 showed up for that exciting 10-inning victory by the Yankees last night. They will try to do it again this afternoon. Hello, everybody. I'm Bobby Mercer. Say hello to Ken Singleton. Tim McCarver will be along a little bit later on. Welcome to New York Yankees baseball here on Fox 5. What an exciting night it was last night here at the stadium, Kenny. The Yankees continue to get big hits. Paul O'Neill has got his average up to almost 300, and Derek Jeter once again coming up with that big hit.
They certainly did last night, both of them involved in the Yankee victory. And we'll start with Paul O'Neill, who got things off and running for the Yankees in the bottom half of the first inning against veteran Tom Candiotti. This is a knuckleball that's going to find the facing of the upper deck in right field. Gives the Yankees a quick 2-0 lead as O'Neill with the home run gets them started. Now, we know that Mariano Rivera is the closer for the Yankees, but Derek Jeter closed it out last night. Bottom of the 10th inning, bases loaded single is going to do the job. That'll score 2 runs, and the Yankees are on their way to the 9-8 victory. They have won 8 straight extra inning ball games.
Well, you mentioned O'Neill 2 for 4, that home run and triple, game-winning 2-run single by Derek Jeter. 19th go-ahead RBI for Derek already this year. He was 0 for 5 the first time. He was 0 for 5 this year. He finally got another chance at his 6th at bat and came through. On the other hand, the Cleveland Indians are a little bit banged up, but their pitching staff a little bit different, I think, than what Mike Hargrove thought it was going to be. Tom Candiotti, 41-year-old knuckleballer last night. His 38-year-old left-hander Mark Langston going this afternoon for this club.
Well, really, it's been a 2-man staff, Bobby, when you look at it. Bartolo Colon and Charles Nagy, the 2 aces of the Cleveland staff. They're 20-9 with a 4.68 ERA. The rest of the starters, not as good. 17-15, 5.72. In the last 57 ball games, they haven't done that well. The ERA over 6 and a 29-28 record for the Indians. One thing Cleveland has to remember, they're going to have to get better before the playoffs come around because they're going to run into the Yankees again.
Well, the trading deadline is fast approaching, and who knows what the Indians are going to do. It'll be Mark Langston versus Hideki Irabu this afternoon. Stay with us here on Fox 5. Coming right up.
The competition may make you choose, but with Mercury Sable LS Touring Edition, you get both low 0.9 financing plus $1,000 cash back for a very limited time. And with Mercury Value Packaging, you'll get over 2,200 in no-charge options, including leather seating, power moonroof, and anti-lock brakes, plus a 5-star safety rating. Don't just stop at one deal. Get both. Mercury Sable with 0.9 plus $1,000 cash back. Imagine yourself in a Mercury. To be the best takes strength, speed, endurance. Now the best way to cure athlete's foot has it all. New Lamisil AT. Strength. Full prescription strength to stop the itching and burning. Speed. These take 4 weeks of treatment to kill the fungus. Only Lamisil AT cures athlete's foot with just 1 week's use. Endurance. A study showed most users were still athlete's foot free 3 whole months later. Get it all in new Lamisil AT. The best way to cure athlete's foot.
Long-distance speeds apply.
I'd heard that sound 100 times.
Morning. Greeting available only between the hours of 5 a.m. and 12 noon.
It can only mean one thing. This was a cellular town.
Great supply
From zone A to B, B to C, C to D.
Between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. on weekdays.
Roaming charges.
I'm no hero. I'm just a guy with a better way.
The Sprint PCS Free and Clear plan. Now as little as a dime anytime with free long distance.
Select road. Validating tires.
What kind of road can you drive on with BF Goodrich tires? Any road you choose. BF Goodrich tires. Take control. The new All-Terrain TAKO. Go anywhere, anytime. See your BF Goodrich tire retailer today.
New York Yankees baseball on Fox 5 is brought to you in Part 5, your local Toyota dealer. Toyota every day. And by Budweiser, now is the perfect time to enjoy a brewer-refreshed Beechwood aged Budweiser. By Ford Cars and Trucks, built for the way you live at your tri-state quality Ford stores. And by Red, now your business can enjoy the same internet speed of a big business with Red high-speed digital connectivity. Call 1-888-RED-2000 today. Well, Hideki Irabu taking his warm-up tosses here at Yankee Stadium. He gets the call in the second game of this three-game series. Bobby Mercer along with Ken Singleton. Tim McCarver will be along a little bit later. It is a hot and humid and very bright day here at Yankee Stadium. This is the lineup that Irabu will be facing, brought to you by Thumans. Kenny Lofton, the speedster, leading it off, followed by Vizquel. Roberto Alomar, who hit that big grand slam last night. Manny Ramirez, you all know him from Washington Heights. David Justice, Jim Thome, Jacob Cruz. Russ Branion, he also hit a home run, his first hit in the major leagues. Enar Diaz will do the catching for the Indians.
In the field for the Yankees, it's going to be Brocious, Jeter, Knobloch, and Martinez in the infield. Curtis Williams and O'Neill in the outfield. Jorge Posada does the catching for Hideki Irabu this afternoon.
Well, Hideki Irabu makes his 15th start. The earned run average is slowly coming down. He had lowered the earned run average from almost 6 to 4.17 now. If we take a look at his numbers, you see that 4.17. Irabu also has won 5 in a row and pitching very effectively. Have great command of all of his pitches, but he will have to have good command against this lineup. Or the best in baseball, certainly the best in the American League as far as offense is concerned. Lofton bunting towards Brocious. Tough play for Brocious. What a play by Scott Brocious. Kenny Lofton, it looked like to me, Ken Singleton, that he just wanted to challenge Brocious at third because Brocious was playing in for the bunt.
Well, Brocious in for the bunt, and I think he's one of the best third basemen in baseball at this play. Coming in barehanded and then throwing off balance with something on it and an accurate throw, and gets Lofton by at least a step. So Kenny Lofton might want to think that over next time up, or he might want to try it again just to see if he can beat out one of two.
Omar Vizquel takes the first pitch in for a called strike. Scott Brocious as solid as anybody at third. And Lofton, I think, will think twice if he tries to lay down another one towards Brocious' way. That'll leave the count up at 1-1 on Vizquel. What a year he is having. 322, 3 home runs, and 38 runs batted in. Before the season started, Mike Hargrove was contemplating on maybe hitting Vizquel in the 9th spot, but changed his mind as the season approached and finally said that he wanted that speed up at the top of the lineup. Slapped by Jeter for the first base hit of the game, so Vizquel continues to hit. Wide turn at first base as Bernie gets the ball back in at second.
Well, the top 3 in the Cleveland Indian lineup all have experiences as leadoff men, Bobby. They're all accomplished bunters. Speaking of Lofton, Vizquel, and then Alomar coming to the plate. See the base hit? The infield was shifted over towards the left. Jeter was playing him like a right-handed hitter, so the middle was wide open. That's why Vizquel slapped it through the middle, picked up a base hit.
And the speed that we talked about, one of them on at first base with 22 stolen bases. Roberto Alomar will step in, having a great year. Grand slam home run off of David Cone last night. It looked like that was going to be the difference in that game before we went into extra innings, and it was Derek Jeter. who proved to be the best. There's David Cone. Only lasted 4 innings, so a little bit different start prior to his previous perfect game.
Just proves you can't be perfect every time out.
Fastball in there. Now the count is 1-1 on Alomar.
Alomar has batted third most of the year for the Indians, and he has 70 runs batted in. His career high is 94 with Baltimore in 1996.
His brother Sandy Alomar on the disabled list. He's the everyday catcher when he is healthy. Almost picking off his scale. The scale leaning towards second.
You'll never confuse Arabu with Andy Pettitte as far as picking people off, but he has improved his move. He's a little bit better at holding runners on, but he's not really the type that's going to stop a good running game.
Just as long as you can stop the runner from moving towards second. Grounded foul right side. So Arabu now with the count 1-2 strikes on Alomar. As we mentioned, Arabu, a winner in 5 straight. He also has had 4 no decisions in 9 tries. And now this big crowd, at least 50,000 on hand, getting into the game. And another throw back to first. Vizquel not too far off the bag at first base.
Well, Bobby, this is Hall of Fame weekend, and the pitcher going in amongst the 2 hitters, or the hitters, is Nolan Ryan. Robbie Alomar's first hit back in 1988 was off of Nolan Ryan.
Certainly a memory for everybody, especially who have played professional baseball. Good breaking ball there from Hideki Arabu, striking out Alomar. 2 gone here at the top of the first.
You go back a couple of years ago, and this pitch did not exist in the repertoire of Hideki Arabu. Did not throw. All he had was a fastball and splitter. Now he has an off-speed breaking ball, little cutter. He's a pitcher who is starting to learn what it means to be a major league pitcher. He's added more weapons to his arsenal.
And he is throwing them for strikes, too. And if you take a look at the umpires, Mike DeMuro behind home plate, Gary Cooper at third, Jim McKeon at second, Terry Kraft on at first. A guy you've got to make some good pitches to. Manny Ramirez steps in with 1 man on. That's the pitch you and I were talking about. That slow curveball that you said you've seen Arabu pitch more times than I have this year. You said that he gets that thing over, and not a right-handed batter has swung at it yet.
I don't think I've seen a right-handed hitter swing at that slow hook. They're looking for something a little bit harder. A couple of lefties have swung at it, though, gotten some hits.
He has fallen behind 2-0 on Ramirez. Manny Ramirez from New York, Washington Heights native. Went to school there and batting .322 with 26 home runs, 101 runs batted in. That's the leader in the American League. Up high, ball 3-0, so a dangerous situation now for Arabu.
Here's the Adidas batting leaders. Ramirez on top with 101. Then Ken Griffey Jr. tied with Carlos Delgado. Juan Gonzalez up there, along with another Texas Ranger, Rafael Palmeiro, having a great year.
3-0 pitch up high, ball 4. So 4 pitches to Ramirez. And there's 2 men on for Cleveland.
And Joe Torre looks on. There's not much rest in this Cleveland lineup. Up and down the lineup, they can hurt you. You put men on, and they're probably the best team in the league with runners in scoring position. I was looking at their lineup, just about everybody around 300 with runners in scoring position, including David Justice.
Well, the Tribe averaging 6.3 runs per game. Indians lead the American League in average, 293 coming into this game. On base percentage. First in runs scored, 609, and they are threatening here in the top of the first inning. Justice also with 18 home runs and 70 runs batted in. And Arabu, another ball just a bit outside and high. And I think a ball club, Mike Hargrove, in his 8th full season as skipper of this Indian ball club, has led this club to 4 American League Central titles, 4 consecutive titles. That's it for a call strike. Now it's 1-1.
Yeah, with number 5 coming up.
Number 5 on the way, it appears.
They have a 12-game lead over the Chicago White Sox in the Central Division.
Yankees took over with the best record last night as they defeated Cleveland. Cleveland had the best record in all of baseball before last night. Swing and a miss on something. It looked like a split finger. David Justice was fooled.
Well, this is usually a Hideki Irabu's put-away pitch. You see the bottom fall out of it. Left-handed hitters like that ball down and in. Listen, Bobby Mercer used to. He might have got Bobby on this one, too.
I like them down and in, but not going that far down. Now Irabu working in front. 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 men on. Well, we talked about the Yankees and their record now. 58-37. Cleveland 58-38 now. So Yankees taking over the best record in baseball. Joe Torre experiencing a great year last year, and the Yankees now beginning to play like they did last year, getting the big hit when they needed it. Good defense, good pitching. Slash down the line, left field. Chad Curtis had some problems. We've seen a lot of players in left field have problems picking that ball up, especially on an afternoon. And it's bright and sunshiny here. Curtis gets the job done. No harm done. Yankees coming up.
It just hit me. This is no time to be taking it easy. Not with a 0 down deal on Corolla. $209 a month leases a new Toyota Corolla with 0 due at signing, excluding taxes and fees. It's a Consumer's Digest Best Buy, so come and get it all. It's as easy as picking apples off a tree. So get going. Shoo, shoo. Hey, miss this one, and you're gonna feel like really bad.
Now where did that come from? Whoa! Hey, I've got bugs everywhere.
Boy, you need Ortho Bug Be Gone.
You said it.
It kills virtually all types of harmful outdoor bugs. Guaranteed.
Works on my lawn.
Uh-huh.
On vegetables, too?
Yep. Bug Be Gone does it all. So it's all you need.
Beautiful. That Bug Be Gone really works.
Got bugs? Leave it to Ortho.
We're gonna change your mind about coloring your gray with the natural look of Just for Men.
You look so natural, no one can tell with Just for Men. No one can tell with Just for Men.
Just for Men penetrates hair deep inside where natural color begins. Simply apply, and in 5 minutes, rinse. Gray is gone, matched up to the rest of your hair.
You look so natural, no one can tell with Just for Men.
Call it a bonanza, an extravaganza. It's how you save on tires. Now at Pep Boys, all 35,000-mile tires are 4 for only $99, and all 70,000-mile tires 4 for $169.
Pep Boys. Cars like us. People love us. Welcome back to Yankee Stadium. That's the veteran left-hander Mark Langston facing the Yankees this afternoon. And Joe Torre putting his lineup up. And it looks pretty much the same. Brought to you by Thuman, Chuck Knobloch, Derek Jeter, Paul O'Neill, Bernie Williams, Chili Davis, Tino Martinez, Scott Brocious, who has really been hot with the bat. Jorge Posada gets the start behind home plate, and Chad Curtis in left field.
In the field for the Cleveland Indians, and they have several Gold Glovers. Russell Branyan at third, Omar Vizquel playing shortstop, Roberto Alomar at second, Jim Thome at first. In the outfield, Jacob Cruz, Kenny Lofton, and Manny Ramirez. Einar Diaz doing the catching. Look at it. Omar Vizquel, the shortstop. Second time made the All-Star team this year, and looks like he's going for his 7th consecutive Golden Glove.
Well, they've got gold all around this middle of this lineup. And for defense, Langston also has 7 Gold Gloves to his credit. We'll talk about that gold as the game goes on. Right now, Langston will face off with Chuck Knobloch leading this game off here in the bottom of the first inning for New York. Strike 1 to Knobloch. Langston, 38 years old. Knobloch's numbers, 270, 6 home runs, 32 runs batted in. Don't be mistaken by that 270 average. Knobloch getting on base for the Yankees. That's the thing that he has been so good at during his career. Time was called before that pitch was thrown. Langston didn't pick it up until it was too late.
One reason pitchers do not like this situation because they don't really follow through. You see, well, he's more of a veteran. He did follow through, but sometimes you're ready to really gun that ball and you try and hold up. You can cause an injury that way.
And Langston was looking down and not picking the target up, and that's when Knobloch had called for time. So no pitch. And that pitch low and inside with a breaking ball. Langston in his day, Ken. What a good fastball he had, but more importantly, that slider that he used to throw.
Here's a scouting report brought to you by Charles Schwab. Mark Langston, former strikeout king, led the American League 3 times in strikeout. Great pickoff move. And on that last one, he wants that 2-2 pitch called a strike on Tino Martinez from the World Series last year. But Langston was pitching for the San Diego Padres. The Padres released him this spring, and he signed a minor league deal with the Indians. If you can recall, he was on the mound in that opening game of the series in the 7th inning. He gave up the grand slam to Tino.
Now low ball 3-1 out to Knobloch.
But he and everybody else in San Diego will tell you that 2-2 pitch was a strike.
Well, of course. San Diego did not pick his contract up after last year, so the Indians signing him to a minor league free agency contract. That 3-1 pitch in there for a call strike. Now it's 3-2. And the Indians, they're hurt in their pitching. Jarrett Wright is on the disabled list. Doc Gooden, who started in the rotation, has been moved to the bullpen. Only Bartolo Colon and Charles Nagy, the only 2 guys that they can count on. So both of those guys anchoring this pitching staff for Cleveland. Inside ball 4, leadoff walk to Knobloch.
Number 2, Derek Jeter.
We're going to watch what the Cleveland Indians do before the game for good luck. That is Alex Ramirez and hitting coach Charlie Manuel. You can only do that with the younger players because you're going to hurt the old guys that way.
Well, Charlie better watch out himself. It's a heck of a way to get a game started.
Charlie Manuel is a good left-handed power hitter in his day, and went over to Japan, had a lot of success.
And now his Indian ball club having lots of success offensively. Jeter lays one down, and Mark Langston falls down. We talked about Langston and the 7 Gold Gloves that he has won in his career. He just couldn't hold his footing there. I hope Jeter was bunting for a base hit and not a sacrifice.
Well, it looked like he was trying for the base hit, Bobby, but it wasn't a good bunt. I think what he would have come out with, if Langston was able to feel the ball, he would have come out with a sacrifice because Knobloch would have gone to second. Once Langston loses his footing, it's no contest. He's not going to throw Derek Jeter out from down here, especially after bobbling the ball. And he's lucky he made an accurate throw to first base. So Jeter's going to get a base hit and now has an 11-game hitting streak going.
That's not a sign of Derek Jeter not having confidence in his own swing. I know he struggled a little bit last night before he got the big base hit in the bottom of the 10th inning. Paul O'Neill will step in. 2 men on, nobody out. O'Neill batting .297, 11 home runs. He hit his 11th last night. Now he has 63 RBIs.
Maybe that breaking ball not quite as explosive as it used to be for Langston, and especially the fastball. But he led the league in strikeouts in 84, 86, and 87. He led the American League when he was with the Seattle Mariners.
Of course, Nolan Ryan, who is being inducted into the Hall of Fame today, leads with 5,714 career strikeouts. That in there for a call strike. Now it's 0-2 on O'Neill. Langston started the year in 25th place.
Do you know how many times Nolan Ryan struck you out?
More than I want to remember.
Yeah, okay.
A lot.
Well, there was a list when he struck out his 5,000th hitter. Everybody that he had struck out, USA Today put it out. And I saw he got me 15 times, which, you know.
15, really?
That's not too bad.
Not out of 5,000 and something. That'll be a foul off the right side. The only way that number would be bad, Ken, if you faced him only 16 times.
Yeah, well, that's not the truth. See, I faced him a lot. And it was never fun.
Yeah. Right now, O'Neill will try to put the ball in play. Somebody with a bad throw back to Langston. The ball goes into shallow center field.
Career numbers for Langston: 179 wins, 156 losses, and you saw his earned run average. He was one of the top pitchers in the league back in the 80s.
Started his career in the Pilot organization, or the Mariner organization, that is, Seattle. Originally signed by the Chicago Cubs. Drafted by the Chicago Cubs, but did not sign. Chopper left side. What a play by Branyan. And he comes up throwing. No chance to get Jeter at second or Knobloch at third. But he does throw out O'Neill. Branyan, the rookie third baseman. Travis Fryman on the disabled list. So Branyan getting a chance to show his ability.
Well, Branyan's more noted for his bat. He had 29 home runs down at AAA before his call-up, but you can see that he could play his position as well. Nice diving stop, and then the strong arm throw across the diamond to Rob O'Neill. First of all, here's the robbery right here. Diving, closing up the hole. But there's two parts to every play in the infield, especially from the left side. The catch and then the throw.
Bernie Williams, the batter, and the Yankees will try to take the lead here. Left side of the infield will play back along with the right side, so they will give up the run with only one out at third. And that pitch down low for ball one. Bernie 6 for his last 13, also sporting an 8-game hitting streak. Got great career numbers against Langston. .338 hitter with the home run.
Here's a situation where a ground ball to short or second will get you an RBI. Try and keep it away from the third baseman and the pitcher if you hit it on the ground.
Bernie has 15 home runs, but only 3 from the right side. Lines it hard. Alomar is there. It was hit so hard that the runners couldn't get off the bases that far. So 2 gone for New York.
Certainly a break for Mark Langston. That ball was scorched by Bernie Williams, but you can hit him hard, but you can't direct him. And that one went right directly at the glove of Alomar. And the Yankees, if that's a ground ball, might have a run.
Sometimes the old Adam ball will get you. Bernie did his job. He hit it hard. Comes up with nothing, so Chili Davis will try to pick him up. Chili also with 13 home runs and 53 runs batted in, sporting a .289 batting average. Chili has cooled off a bit since the first part of the year. He was the hottest hitter for this Yankee ball club. Chili 2 for 5 last night in the Yankees win.
If Langston decides to pitch carefully to Chili Davis, although he has gotten ahead 0-1, and he happens to work around Chili, look who's on deck and would be up with the bases loaded.
Mr. Tino Martinez. Tino also looking for career number 200 home run. He's just one to reach that milestone. High, ball one. Now it's 1-1.
You think of some of the deals that have been made over the years. That back in 1989, the Mariners traded Mark Langston, who could be a free agent, to the Montreal Expos. And they got 3 young pitchers in that deal, including Randy Johnson, who hadn't yet come into his own.
Up high, ball 2, 2-1. You talk about trades. Well, July 31st deadline for trading. Today, the Florida Marlins sent Levon Hernandez out to San Francisco for a minor leaguer. San Francisco picking up a starter. Cleveland has been talking about picking up a starter. The last year and a half, they have yet to do that, except for, fill-ins like Candiotti and Mark Langston.
Well, the Giants pick up a starter. They got a half a game lead on Arizona in the National League West, so they're trying to bolster their rotation. I have a feeling that the Indians are going to do something when it comes down to the deadline. their general manager, John Hart, is not the type that's going to sit back and let things pass by.
Lined into right center field. Coming on is Lofton off the glove. Lofton got there, but he couldn't hold on to it. The Yankees will take a 2-0 lead.
Now we saw the line drive by Bernie Williams go directly to the glove of Roberto Alomar. This time, a Yankee line drive will avoid some leather. Chili Davis hit the ball well to right center field. Lofton got a great jump, Bobby. It looked to me like he was closing in, was going to make the play. But watch the ball hit off the end of his glove. Not quite there. It rolls away, and it's going to be Ramirez who picks it up and gets it back in. Well, the Yankees have 2 runs on the 2-run single by Chili Davis.
Yeah, long run for Lofton, one of the best center fielders in baseball with lots of speed, but that ball slicing away from him. He got there but couldn't hang on to it. Luckily for the Yankees, as Tino Martinez takes one inside for ball 1. Tino, 14 home runs and 59 runs batted in with that .274 average. Lots of great memories last year for Tino in a somewhat similar situation. Pitcher and batter, that is.
A big 7-run 7th inning for the Yankees in the first game of the World Series, and Tino capped it off with a grand slam. But remember, Chuck Knobloch hit the 3-run homer that tied it.
Up high, ball 3, 3-0.
There is Chuck, and of course against these Cleveland Indians in the championship series, he had that play at first base where he was arguing rather than chasing the ball, and I think that home run kind of got the fans back on his side, that home run in the World Series.
And the 3-0 pitch inside, ball 4. So another runner on for New York. That'll bring up Scott Brosius. Let's flash back to 1998 and that World Series.
Well, Bobby, it was a packed house, much as the same way it is today. A 3-2 pitch into the upper deck, and the Yankees, you can see it down. Chuck Knobloch and the rest of them celebrate as the Yankees went on to win that game and then sweep the Padres in the World Series.
Well, nothing like that to get you stimulated to go on in that World Series, in which the Yankees won the championship last year. They've won it 2 out of the last 3 years, as Phil Reagan came out to have a little talk with Mark Langston.
But as I said, we didn't see the 2-2 pitch. And a lot of people thought that that was strike 3. At least they did out west in San Diego in California. And Tino picked on the next one, and it was all over.
Scott Brosius, 271 now, 9 home runs and 41 runs batted in. The Bro man playing very solid at third base and really swinging what is a hot bat for Scott Brosius compared to the way he started off.
One thing Joe Torre said about Scott Brosius, he started to hit the ball back through the middle into the opposite field, and that's what made him so successful last year, rather than looking for something he can drive out of the park all the time.
It's this one hard inside the third baseline, fair. Chili Davis will round third. He'll come on to score, and Scott Brosius delivers a 2-out double. Yankees take the 3-0 lead.
Brosius continues to swing the hot bat. That's RBI number 42 on the season. Chili Davis with the base hit in the dugout, then the walk, and this solid line drive over the glove of Branyan at third. Watch the effort by the rookie third baseman. Almost got to it. Then off the wall, and Jacob Cruz, another rookie's up with it.
So Brosius comes through again. And Jorge Posada, the switch hitter, batting right-handed. Line drive back up the middle base hit. Martinez comes on. Here comes Brosius. The throw is in time. Diaz puts the tag on Scott Brosius. Kenny Lofton threw it all the way in from center, and finally the Yankees are gone here in the first inning. But not before. 4 runs have been scored. Let's take another look. Kenny Lofton with this throw finally ends the inning for Cleveland.
I just want to celebrate.
The most important decisions in life are made with your head and your heart. Celebrate making the right choice in a new Ford Taurus. Now during the Ford authorized clearance, get 0.9% financing plus $1,000 cash back on a '99 Taurus. Low financing and cash back. Now that's smart.
I just want to celebrate. Yeah.
Celebrate by playing it smart during the Ford authorized clearance at your Tri-State Quality Ford store.
Freedom. Control. Just you and your laptop. Log on to autobytel.com for dealer cost info, reviews, and a low no-haggle price. Autobytel.com. The road to your next car.
Hi, I have a question about buying stock. What's the difference between a market order and a limit order? Hello? Excuse me.
When you have an investment question, does your online brokerage have anybody there to answer it? We do.
It'll be a 1-1 pitch. He popped him up. He's going to get it. Grosh's down from third. Grosh's makes the catch. Ball game over. A perfect game. A perfect game for David Cone. It is the third perfect game in Yankee Stadium history.
Where will you be when the next great moment happens? Get your tickets now at the Yankee Stadium box office through Ticketmaster. Yankee Clubhouse stores are on the web at www.yankees.com.
Well, back to the stadium without that strong throw by Kenny Lofton. The Yankees probably still batting in the bottom of the first inning.
Well, Lofton has 4 gold gloves, and this is throw to the plate prevents the Yankees' 5th run. Strong throw to Diaz, who makes the tag on Brocious for the final out of the inning. Brocious rounding third, and Willie Randolph, as he usually does, he's going to send you home with 2 outs. But this time, the Yankees pay the price, although they jump off to a 4-0 lead.
Lofton now with 9 assists. 19 last year, and 98 as Jim Thome leads it off against Hideki Irabu. Thome, Jacob Cruz, and then Russ Branyan. The quickness by Kenny Lofton. Thome, one of the strongest people in baseball. 15 home runs this year. But when he launches one, I mean, it's a no doubt about her.
Has a good eye at the plate. Always among the league leaders in walks, but he's also among the league leaders in strikeouts. Sometimes you trust your eye a little bit too much, get called out on strikes.
Good pitch by Irabu. A little bit of a side note on Hideki Irabu. Our good friends at the Alliance Sports Bureau. Hideki Irabu allowing a run in 13 of 28 innings immediately following a half inning in which the Yankees scored. The Yankees scored 4 runs in the bottom of the first inning. Cleveland batting here in the top of the second. Down to 3-1 count to Thome.
They call that giving back.
Popped him up, but out of play.
I think Thome helped out Irabu on that pitch. It might have been a fastball out of the strike zone. And right now, down 4-0, the Indians need base runners. Kind of surprised Thome, who walks a lot, swung at that pitch.
Thome only 1 for 7 lifetime versus Irabu, but Thome loves the ball down. Like most left-handers, Irabu is one of those guys who pitch it up in the strike zone. Thome has a pretty tough time getting on top of some of those high pitches. No problem that time. No chance. Irabu striking out Thome. Second strikeout for Irabu. 1 gone.
Nothing fancy here. Just a 3-2 pitch to a leadoff hitter, and it's a fastball with something on it. Blows it right by Jim Thome for the strikeout. You can see he's late on that one. For Jim Thome, that will be strikeout number 99 on the season.
Well, you get Thome and Russ Branyan batting back to back. You're going to have a lot of strikeouts based on their history. Jacob Cruz will take one up high. Cruz with 3 home runs, 11 RBIs, 275 batting average. Hargrove with this lineup has placed 3 rookies back-to-back at the bottom 3 with Fryman and Sandy Alomar on the disabled list, along with Jarrett Wright. Will Cordero, their designated hitter, out with a broken hand. So it's tough times for the Indians, but they have that comfortable lead, as you mentioned, in the American League Central. So I don't know at this present time whether they are really, even though they're not playing well, they've lost 7 out of 8. They're not really in the panic mode. Well hit left center field. I don't think anybody will get this one. It'll go all the way to the wall left center. So Jacob Cruz with a 1-out double. Second hit for Cleveland.
Jacob Cruz had some good numbers in the minors in the Giant system. Now 26 years old. Watch him go down and get this low and away, and he hits it nicely to the opposite field. It's going to find the gap. Nobody can come up with that. Cruz one year hit .361 at Phoenix in AAA, which led the Pacific Coast League.
Yeah, Jacob Cruz, a part of that deal that sent Jose Mesa out to San Francisco. So Russ Branyan now will step in. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Branyan called up yesterday, and his first hit in the major leagues, a home run off of David Cone, who had just pitched a perfect game in his prior start. This will be popped up. Playable for Brocious. 2 gone. Fox 5 and the Toyota dealers are proud to present World Championship New York Yankee Baseball, now available on the SAP channel of your television. Please don't miss it. Einar Diaz now will bat with 2 outs here in the second inning.
You were speaking of Sandy Alomar Jr. He was working out before the game. Now he had Steve Carsey threw a simulated game, and Sandy Alomar Jr. was the catcher in that game. And Sandy was working and also throwing the ball down to second base. And he's had some knee surgery. And the Indians are hoping he can come back pretty soon. Meanwhile, Diaz has done a pretty good job. His forte is defense. He's got a strong arm.
What they can do today after knee surgery or arm surgery or elbow surgery is get back to playing in a matter of no time. Hard hit up the middle. There's Knobloch. The throw is to Martinez. Nice play by Chuck Knobloch. Indians are gone here in the second inning. Yankees lead it 4-0.
You want to have a great time right now? Even better than the one I'm having? Then get to your Toyota dealer right now. Get it all with 0 down on Camry. A $259 a month lease on a well-equipped Camry, $259 and 0 due at signing, excluding taxes and fees. A great car and a great deal. Who says you can't have it all? Not your Toyota dealer. So hurry. Oh, that Honda dealer.
A simple equation for speed. Take your PC, add your standard phone line, then add Red. What do you get? A business that moves faster. A business that works more efficiently. An affordable, high-speed digital connection that makes your current connection look like it's standing still. Call 1-888-RED-2000 for a no-risk 30-day trial. Red means go.
I'm Drew Carey. I'm the guy who always gets screwed. I'm just a simple guy.
What do you like on your salad?
Pie with simple friends. And a simple job.
Drew it all week long. Drew Carey coming this fall to Fox 5.
Some people think lower salt and no MSG means a boring hot dog. Some people also aren't Thuman's people.
Thuman's hot dogging. Thuman's hot dogging. Thuman's hot dogging. Thuman's
Well, the Yankees coming up here at the bottom of the second inning. Bottom of the first inning, they struck for 4 runs off of Mark Langston. And Joe Torre liking what he is seeing from his Yankee ball club. So today's American Express quote features that quote from Joe Torre. What I like about our ball club is it may not always be pretty, but the thing I've seen is a resilience of toughness. It's a good group of people, and they're talented, to say the least. They are a bunch of good guys. Last year, I don't know that I have ever seen a 25-man roster. Just fine gentlemen. Not only great players and fine players, and love to play baseball, love to pull for each other. They're not the prima donna type that want the back page the next day. Derek Jeter leads the charge and congratulating other players when they do the job.
I like to call them a bottom line baseball team. Bottom line is they're going to win the games.
Curtis trying to bunt his way on, leading off here in the second inning. Yankees sent 8 men to the plate against Langston in the first.
It's kind of a tough pitch to bunt. This is going to be up in the zone, so that you're looking for one down. You can drop down that third base line. Not only that might have been good to push it by Langston, but Langston's very quick off the mound.
I think that's what he was trying to do, is push it towards the right side. He just pushed through that one. He goes to the right side. Alomar at second. Curtis has gone, 1 out. You talked about gold gloves. Alomar with 7 gold gloves to his credit, along with Vizquel with 6. That's 13 total amongst their double play combination. And you mentioned also Kenny Lofton with 4.
And not only do they make the routine plays, and to earn a Rawlings Gold Glove, you have to make the routine plays. But those two, Alomar and Vizquel, they make the spectacular plays. And you saw that double play that they turned last night.
Well, the better ones I've ever seen in baseball. And it really came at a crucial time because the Yankees were taking the lead at that time. Posada robbed of a base hit. Chuck Knobloch batting for the second time.
Knobloch, his first time, was willing to run. He had to count 3-1, and he got a pitch almost right down the middle, and he took it. I think he was gambling that Langston would throw a ball before he could throw 2 strikes, and it worked because he walked and started it off.
This time he hits it hard, but just foul off the third base side. So Chuck behind in the count, 0-2. Not good numbers versus Langston. He is patient with 7 walks, and I don't know if that includes the walk in the first inning or not. It includes the walk in the first inning, but not in the World Series. Knobloch is one of the most patient hitters, and a guy that really knows the strike zone. Langston not the pitcher that he was 7-8 years ago, obviously. All the strikeouts to his credit. That missing inside.
But I think one thing that's going to benefit both pitchers, we're starting to see that shadow, Bobby, that's coming around the home plate area. And you can see it right across the screen here, and eventually it's going to move a little further. It's going to be a little tougher for the hitters to pick up the ball.
Inside corner, strike 3, and Knobloch is gone. First strikeout for Langston.
Well, Diaz shifts to the inside corner, and Langston, yeah, he hits the glove right there and knee high for the strike. Knobloch might have thought it was a little bit low. Now, the shadow really shouldn't come into play just as of yet. It's right across here. Once it starts getting out a little further, that's where it's going to be more difficult for the hitters.
Something that the Yankee players had to deal with a few years ago when baseball played nothing but Sunday doubleheaders all the time and took Monday off. Jeter swings and fouls the first pitch back and out of play. Now they don't do that, and then that doubleheader, especially in the second game, you had to deal with those shadows. It was not easy on a bright sunlit day like today.
So today's start at 4:30 is like
a
being part of the doubleheader, yeah.
And that's what you used to get, especially in the middle innings. That shadow will be pretty tough to see for the hitter.
One thing Langston's starting to do a little bit more, you see him move Jeter off the plate. He's trying to recover that outside corner. He got ahead on a strike. Jeter fouled the pitch back. He moves him off the plate and tries to go back outside.
Pitch outside, misses 2, so now it's 2-1 on Jeter. Jeter, go ahead, Ken.
I was going to say one pitch influences the next one.
That pitch also outside, took a little bit off of it. Jeter with an infield base hit as Langston fell down trying to pick up a bunted ball, so Jeter extends his hitting streak to 11 with that infield hit. Has been on base now 92 out of 94 games. Off the end of the bat, so Alomar will pick it up and throw out Jeter as the Yankees go 1-2-3 here to second. 2 have been played here at the stadium, and the Yankees lead it 4-0.
I just want to celebrate.
Always ready to go anywhere or do anything. Celebrate that feeling in a new Ford Explorer. Now during the Ford authorized clearance, get special low 0.9% financing on every '99 Explorer and Explorer Sport in stock. With 0.9 APR, freedom has never come easier.
I just want to celebrate.
Celebrate the possibilities in Explorer during the Ford authorized clearance at your Tri-State Quality Ford store.
Hey, buddy, where's the fire? On the sun? Wise guy, huh? Why don't you pull over, Mr. Funny Pants?
Starting September 13th, 5 times a week, Third Rock from the Sun.
Third Rock coming this fall to Fox 5.
Okay, Louie, take it away.
Take me out to the ball game.
Take me out to the crowd. Yeah.
I don't care if I never get back, so let's root for the home team.
If they don't win, it's a shame, 'cause it's
at the old ball game. I like that.
That fella can sing, huh?
Yankees 4-0 over the Indians here in the top of the 3rd inning, but catch John Rowland, Rosanna Scotto, Nick Gregory with weather, and Kurt Menefee on sports. It's New York's #1 primetime news team on Fox 5, 10 o'clock news, weeknights at 10. Everybody's had a look now at this Indian ball club in the lineup versus Arabu, and there's that slow curveball once again in for a tall strike. So Kenny Lofton leads it off, followed by Vizquel and Alomar.
Here's a look at that breaking ball. That, like I said, not many hitters swing at it. It's such an off-speed pitch.
Fastball is fought off into right field for a base hit, so Lofton is on.
Kenny Lofton gets on, it usually spells trouble. Of course, he can steal bases. He's got 24 on the year. After that slow curve, the fastball on the inner half, and Lofton drives it into right field for the base hit. Lofton's been struggling somewhat lately. He is only 23 over his last 104.
Ranks #1 in the majors in on-base percentage amongst leadoff hitters. Great speed at first base. Vizquel. Well, they just want to continue to try Brocious. I guess they weren't satisfied on what he did to Kenny Lofton. Vizquel with a base hit back up the middle in the 1st inning. Vizquel's average now up to .324. down 4-0, you want to make sure if you take off, like Kenny Lofton at first base, you better make it.
He's 24 out of 30 this year, so and he's always had a good percentage. Over 80% of the time, he usually makes it.
Up high, ball 1-1.
To be a good base stealer, I would say you'd have to make it about 70% of the time to be successful. But Lofton for his career is over 80%.
Is the all-time career leader in stolen bases for the Indians. Up high, ball 2.
And you figure that Mike Hargrove, with he, Vizquel, and Alomar, they can go when they want to go.
Stewart up at Toronto leads the American League with 30 stolen bases. Lofton 24. That's tied for third. And that's popped out of the way of a fielder, so it's back in the stands.
You got several Indians in there among the top 10 in steals, including Vizquel.
Well, Roberto Alomar, Kenny Lofton both tied at 24 coming into this game. Vizquel with 22. He's in the top 10. Knobloch also is there.
Overall, as a team, the Indians are second in the league in stolen bases. They will go.
How many times, Ken, do you put an offense together that has power and also speed to go along with it?
Well, that's how come they've been such a successful team the last few years. And you figure with all three of those guys at the top of the order, they're like the table setters, although they not only one reason why Manny Ramirez has so many runs batted in, because these guys have high on base percentages. If they're at first, they can move themselves to second into scoring position. Then by the time Ramirez comes up, there's always somebody out there.
Hit hard, but look who's there. Tino Martinez turns it into a double play. It could have been a double for Vizquel. Boy, what a solid guy at first base.
It's a tough feeling when you're on first and this happens to you. Line drive to the first baseman. Watch Kenny Lofton. Your first move is to go towards second, as it should be. Out there in no man's land, easy double play as Tino Martinez will waltz over to the bag, step on it, and Lofton's headed back to the dugout. He knows there's no chance.
Yeah, nothing Lofton can do about that as Alomar now steps in. That's foul off to the right side. It's not only hard for the hitter to see the pitch now with that shadow creeping in between the pitcher and the batter, but it's also hard for the infielders. Infielders also have to deal with that shadow as the ball comes towards them. Up high for a ball. Now it's 1-1.
You know, people might think, what is the easiest pitch to hit in a situation? I always thought it was the fastball because it didn't change planes. It was a little quicker. You might have some trouble picking it up, but at least it wasn't moving all over the place like a curveball or a slider.
Way late on that one. I'm not sure he saw that one that well.
He wasn't very happy with the results, and I think it's because he chased the pitch well out of the strike zone. You can see that's too high. Posada had to come up with the glove, and Alomar's reaction, well, what am I swinging at?
2-2 count coming to Alomar. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The split finger puts Alomar down, and the Tribe is gone here in the third. Hideki Arabu shutting out Cleveland. Yankees lead it 4-0.
It just hit me. This is no time to be taking it easy. Not with a zero-down deal on Corolla. $209 a month leases a new Toyota Corolla with zero due at signing, excluding taxes and fees. It's a Consumer's Digest Best Buy, so come and get it all. It's as easy as picking apples off a tree. So get going. Shoo, shoo. Hey, miss this one, and you're going to feel like really bad.
We started this business with a green thumb, a vivid imagination,
and a lot of hard work.
But before long, I could see we needed help, financial help.
So I called American Express Small Business Services.
They helped us with equipment financing so we could keep on growing.
And with the corporate card, we finally got a handle on expenses.
1-800-SUCCESS was the best call we ever made.
With American Express, we've learned what it's like to have a partner you can count on.
And a brother.
You know, when things settle down around here around 11:15, that's when I wish I could ask my bank about a home equity loan and get an instant answer. Maybe plan the twins' college fund. See if I can find a better deal on my car insurance. Well, of course, I couldn't do all that at the old bank. So, I got a new one.
If your bank could start over, this is what it would be. Wingspanbank.com.
Well, back here at Yankee Stadium, a good day to do broadcasting with the shadows the way they are creeping in between the hitter and the pitcher. It will be very difficult to pick the ball up now for the hitter. So the pitcher can take advantage of that, at least until that shadow can get out of beyond that pitcher. It will be a little bit easier to see the baseball, but the Yankees have the 4-0 lead over Mark Langston here in the bottom of the third. Paul O'Neill leads it off for New York. The middle of this lineup coming up following O'Neill, Williams, and then Davis.
I was going to say the Yankees got their runs before that shadow was a factor.
Get the hit quick. Strike one to O'Neill. Well, like the Cleveland Indians, this Yankee ball club, very consistent. O'Neill with 63 RBIs. Derek Jeter, who bats in front of him, with 71. He leads the Yankees. Ernie Williams to follow. He has 60. A swing and a miss right there on a pitch I'm not so sure that O'Neill saw.
You saw the swing that Alomar took last inning. Watch this one that O'Neill takes. And this will give you an indication the hitters are having a problem seeing the ball. Changeup can be tough to hit at this particular time of day because you don't pick it up right away. It looks like the fastball. O'Neill well out in front.
Another one, but O'Neill taps it foul at home plate.
Bobby, I think every hitter will tell you they do not like these 4:30 or 4 o'clock starts.
No. That's what reminds me of Nolan Ryan, because it seemed like every time we went to the West Coast, and Nolan was pitching for California at that time, California Angels, he pitched the second game of a Twilight doubleheader. And try to face Nolan Ryan in these type of conditions here. Take your life in your hands almost.
What I understand, Randy Johnson tomorrow's got a 5 o'clock start for Arizona.
Good day to have a headache when Randy Johnson has a 5 o'clock start.
That's going to be the national night game tomorrow, so it's out there in the Western time. It got started at 5.
No balls, 2 strikes to O'Neill. Yankees 4-0 over Cleveland. Now, we talked about Cleveland having that 12-game lead in the Central Division. The Yankees a 6-game lead over Toronto now, who has moved into second place in this Eastern Division. Boston has lost 3 in a row, so they move 7 games back of New York. So Boston beginning to fade in this division.
Some of those pitching injuries catching up to the Red Sox. If you're going to lose Pedro Martinez for any period of time, it's going to hurt.
Devastating blow.
Yep.
Another foul this time in the Yankee dugout. And Pedro Martinez started the All-Star game up at Fenway this year. I mean, he was unhittable. I don't think I've ever seen him that tough. But since that time, he has come up with a sore shoulder. As we take a look at the American League East standings, we were talking about that. Toronto, with a fine young ball club, now has moved into second place. Boston, of course, Baltimore 15.5 games back. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So O'Neill is down on strikes.
I don't think I saw O'Neill get a good swing in this whole at-bat, and that gives you an indication of he's searching. He's got the computer set on search right now, and he can't find what he's looking for. This is a little cutter or a little slider that strikes him out, and you can see the reaction of O'Neill. It's tough to see right now for the hitters.
Well, Langston also adds to that with that high leg kick, so he somewhat distracts you with that, and then with the shadow in between. Bernie Williams steps in. Bernie lined it hard to Alomar at second for the out in the first inning. The game has really taken on one of those lazy, hot, humid afternoon type feelings. That's a check swing. Bernie didn't see that ball. He tried to check his swing, and quickly over is Brandon to throw him out.
Bobby, you were talking about Mark Langston's windup, and it is kind of herky-jerky. Watch him in an El Duque-like move get that front leg way up there, hiding the baseball effectively, then coming straight over the top and bouncing off the mound and gloving that little roller off the bat of Bernie Williams. One thing about Langston throughout his career, he's always come off his delivery in good fielding position. He was a soccer player in high school, and soccer play, you have to have good footwork.
Up high, ball 1 to Davis. 2 men out for the Yankees here in the third. They don't like to teach pitchers to look down and not pick the target up. They like to teach them to pick the target up as quickly as possible and then throw the ball. Davis keeps it going for the Yankees here in the third with a 2-out single, so Chili Davis is 2 for 2.
I think location of the pitch to Chili Davis will tell the tale here. This is towards the middle. Breaking ball coming right into the happy zone. Just above knee high down the middle. Chili Davis rocks it back through the middle. 2 for 2 with a couple of runs batted in. That's the way to get started in a ball game.
And Chili now really beginning to sting the baseball as Tino steps in for the second time. Tino walk came around to score one of the 4 runs in the first. Now low, ball 1. Have played well here at Yankee Stadium. 32-20 record. Yankees now with that win last night in extra innings, which includes last year. Tino hits it hard. Alomar is there. Yankees now have won 8 straight extra inning games dating back to 1998. They have a 4-0 lead here in the third. Tim McCarver will join Ken Singleton in the fourth. Stay with us.
It's all about being in the right place at the right time. Celebrate from the driver's seat in a new Ford Escort during the Ford authorized clearance. Now get up to $2,000 cash back, or as low as 0.9% financing, plus $1,250 cash back. Celebrate in a new set of wheels during the Ford authorized clearance at your Tri-State Quality Ford store.
Select road. Validating tires.
What kind of road can you drive on with BF Goodrich tires? Any road you choose. BF Goodrich tires take control. The new All-Terrain TAKO. Go anywhere, anytime. See your BF Goodrich tire retailer today.
You can't hide.
The X-Files, Fox Sunday.
Police say this man ordered a hit on his ex-wife's lover. Instead, a child was murdered. Help find the suspects. America's Most Wanted.
Tonight at 9 on Fox 5.
Some people will naturally put themselves out for others. Which is why one day, we hope that Rebecca's favorite job will be with the world's favorite airline.
Welcome back to a jam-packed Yankee Stadium. Yankees leading 4-0. And joining us now, Tim McCarver's done double duty once again as he's over at Shea, found his way over here to the Bronx. And Tim, welcome.
Double dip. Thanks, Kenny.
Had a quick game over there, didn't you?
Quick game, a 2-1 game, all the scoring, solo home runs, and the Mets won another one. 31-13 since the 6th of June.
And that was, it all started right here at Yankee Stadium, didn't it?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Right here.
Sunday night.
That Sunday night ball game and that Al Leiter pitched and beat the Rocket.
Yeah. Bloody Sunday, they referred to it over in Queens. 3 coaches fired, and they've taken off since then.
Here's Manny Ramirez to lead it off for the Indians. That slow curveball hangs up a little high, and it's a ball and a strike on the Indian right fielder. Hideki Irabu trying to pick up a win number 7 on the year. He's off to a pretty good start. He's allowed 1 hit in each inning so far, but that's been it for the Indians. They have not dented the scoreboard. Another slow hook, and that's to the corner. Hideki is really, he's starting to turn into a pitcher this last
He really
years.
is. I think the curveball, from a mechanical standpoint, the ability and confidence to get the curveball over early in the count, that's from a mechanical standpoint. And he's just pitching with so much more confidence now.
Fastball, and Ramirez is late, fouls it back, 1-2, and that really sets up his other pitches. Of course, when he gets you to 2 strikes, he can always go to that split, which made him famous across the waters in Japan.
Yeah.
And he's carried it over here into pitching in the major leagues. And Hideki has said that there is really no comparison between pitching in Japan and pitching here. The hitters here are so much better and so much more experienced. And one other word he added, powerful. More power over here in the United States. 1-2 pitch on the way to Ramirez. Fastball is popped up to the right side over near the Yankee dugout. Tino Martinez coming over and can't get to him. You recall early in the season when Mo Vaughn slipped on the steps in Anaheim, and that might have changed the Angels season right there on opening night.
Isn't that the truth? That Mo Vaughn spent most of September on the disabled list. The interesting thing here is Martinez had a long way to go. He was playing Ramirez deep, and that's what you have to do. The ball didn't have enough hang time for Tino to get up under it, and he had to reach for it rather precariously. You certainly understand that.
So Ramirez stays alive. The man who leads all the baseball and runs batted in. Splitter swung on it, missed, strike 3. Hideki Irabu picks up his 4th strikeout, and that is his put-away pitch.
I think that's explained very well, Kenny, because hitters will not swing at this pitch when they're ahead in the count. The only time that they do is when they're in a defensive posture. Most splitters swung and missed are balls out of the strike zone, preferably down, and that's what Ramirez went after there. That was nasty. Heavy and nasty.
Dave Justice fouls one down the left field line for a strike. And I think one of the things that you saw right there with that splitter, you have to get it towards the middle of the plate because the hitter thinks it's right down Broadway.
Yeah, if it's outside, you're not gonna get him or entice him to swing at it. Same thing if it's inside. He'll be backing away from it.
Yeah, he thinks it's right down Broadway, but actually it's out on 8th Avenue. That's up a little high, and it's 1-1 on Justice. Justice having a pretty good year. Of course, he's been bothered by injuries the last couple of years, but over 300. Came in with 70 runs batted in. Just another one of those Cleveland Tonkers in their lineup. That splitter's down low, and it's ball and a strike.
Yeah, you and Bobby had it zeroed in. Power and speed. It signifies, I guess, the most descriptive terms for this Cleveland lineup. They can beat you in a lot of ways.
2-1 pitch is fouled off again. A good fastball by Hideki Irabu. But Bobby and I also were talking about the fact, Timmy, that I think John Hart, their general manager, realizes if you're going to win the championship, it's going to start on the mound. And Cleveland's going to have to do something.
Jared Wright is down right now on the disabled list. Bobby and I were talking to Mike Hargrove last night before the game, trying to get him to commit in some way if they were interested in Chuck Finley. He said there was interest in Kenny Rogers, but not Finley.
Another splitter on the ground, a couple of hops to Tito Martinez. And quickly for the Indians here in the fourth, 2 up and 2 down.
The implication, obviously, was that they would be interested in Finley if the Angels didn't hold him up. But at this point in time, with the Angels out of it, I think Finley's going to go somewhere. I think he's going to go to a contending team, because that would make all the sense in the world. With the Angels, a little chance of signing Chuck. His contract up at the end of the year.
As Jim Thome steps in with 2 outs and nobody aboard. Jimmy, I just realized that this is the first time we've worked together since the early 70s.
That's right. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Swing and a miss on a good splitter.
Remember the hit and run sign from Gene Mock?
No. What we're talking about is that Timmy and I were teammates, albeit briefly, with the Montreal Expos back in the, what year was that,
1972.
It's a 72, okay.
That was a trade that shook the baseball world. John Bateman for me. Yeah, and then that winter, Jorge Roque came to the Expos, and I went back to the Cardinals. Not too big a trade, Kenny.
1 ball and 1 strike.
It was a lot of fun, though, playing up in Montreal and playing for Gene Mock. I really enjoyed that.
Pitch is hit high and fairly deep to left center field. Chad Curtis has a beat on it. Looks like Hideki's going to have his first 1, 2, 3 inning. Nothing across for the Indians. Here in the top of the 4th. 3.5 have been played. It's 4-0 Yankees.
The tables are turned. The roles are reversed. It's time for the 99 Honda clearance. You've got the power. The 99 Honda clearance. Don't you just love it when you win?
J&R. It's a world filled with every piece of music and stereo equipment imaginable. J&R. It's a world where computers and all of their various components become one. J&R. It's a world where knowledgeable salespeople are helpful, but not pushy. J&R. It's a world where large selection and honest and low prices are the rule. J&R. It's a fascinating world on Park Row opposite City Hall. It's J&R Music and Computer World, New York's world-class music and computer connection.
Call it a bonanza, an extravaganza. It's how you save on tires. Now at Pep Boys, all 35,000-mile tires are 4 for only $99, and all 70,000-mile tires 4 for $169. Pep Boys.
Cars like us.
People love us.
They say fruit is good for your body.
Everybody loves fruit.
Natural fruit, wild fruit, peeling fruit, warm bodies, cool bodies.
Everybody loves fruit.
Everybody. Fruit of the Loom. You wear it. Get it? The new t-shirt collection from Fruit. Every style, every color, even the classic white.
Everybody loves fruit.
Everybody loves fruit tees. It's not just underwear. Go out and grab a bunch.
Bottom of the 4th inning here at Yankee Stadium, and our Toyota everyday fan. The youngster here enjoying the ball game, and several youngsters involved on a day game, a hot, sultry summer afternoon. And he came prepared with the water bottle. And all those youngsters, I would imagine, are happy because the Yankees are leading as we head to the bottom of the 4th by a score of 4-0. And Scott Brocious had a double, drove in a run in the 1st inning. He has been swinging the bat very well.
Scott has batted 5 of the 9 spots in the order this year. Even was a leadoff batter once. Also hit 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. I think that's 6 out of 9.
Takes a strike from Mark Langston. up and away. Speaking of trades, the one of Mark Langston, the Expos back in 1989 were making a run for the division. And they traded for Mark Langston, getting a very good arm strikeout pitcher. He went 12-9 that year for Montreal, but they sent 3 good pitchers.
One tall and thin.
Fly ball to right field. Looked like Ramirez might have had a problem picking it up. He's there now and makes the catch. And if we want to go back in time, let's go back to 1983. July 24th of 1980. That's Goose Gossage on the mound.
Uh-oh. Get out of here, says George Brett. And then Greg Nettles came in, complained about the bat.
And Billy Martin and the Yankees want the bat.
I've never seen that. They might be going to call.
Sounds
George
like
Brett
Bobby
out.
Mercer with the call.
Brett is out.
Oh, man.
Look at this. Brett is out. And
George, if you keep that up, you won't make the Hall of Fame.
Jorge Posada takes a pitch in there for a strike. Of course, Brett had many hits in his bats. Too much pine tar or not from that point on.
Yeah, it was that incident that caused Major League Baseball to change the rule. That is no longer in effect, as you can see with Jorge Posada.
That is upstairs. It's a ball and a strike on Jorge. And there's a look into Jorge's lumber, and looks a lot like George Brett's bat back in 1983. And if it can become as productive as George Brett's bat, I think the Yankees will be very, very happy, to say the least. Pitch is hit right back through the middle for a base hit. So Posada is 2 for 2, had an RBI his first time. And that's how George used to do it. And, yeah, I think back to the 70s and 80s, George Brett might have been the best fastball hitter in the league.
Extra quick hands, and the encouraging thing about these two at-bats of Jorge Posada, both hits have been back up the middle. You talk to any hitter, and that's how they get started. You're in a slump, more often than not, it's pulling that front shoulder out of there. How would you know? You never bailed out. Bobby and I were talking about it last night. As a switch hitter, you never had to bail out.
Yeah, but you had to practice twice as hard, you see.
Twice as much time in the cage.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Chad Curtis takes a pitch outside for a ball. Chad grounded out to second his first time.
But facing a left-handed pitcher from a left-handed batter's standpoint, the one thing that you cannot do, if you give with that front side, you're dead.
Yeah.
You can do that a little bit if a right-handed batter's facing a left-hander, left-handed batter facing a right-hander, but not lefty-lefty, righty-righty.
Breaking ball in for a strike to Curtis, and the count is 1-1. That's the advantage of being a switch hitter. You jump over to the other side.
Sure.
You know what the advantage for me was? The big advantage I had as a switch hitter? I had Eddie Murray batting next. That was the big advantage.
Another switch hitter.
Yeah. And another a guy who's headed to the Hall of Fame.
That's right. When he's eligible, he'll be in, just like Yount, Brett, and Ryan tomorrow.
This pitch is hit high and deep to left center field. Lofted, running hard. Won't get it. It's off the wall. Posada's going to make it to third. He'll be held up there. And Chad Curtis is in with a ringing double to the gap in left center. And the Yankees are in business here at bottom of the fourth.
I like that terminology of yours, that happy zone. That is Chad Curtis's happy zone. That ball right around the letters inside part of the plate. He probably more than any other Yankee is a one-area hitter. Loves the ball upstairs. Best fastball hitter. And there's Jorge Posada, who rounded the bag. You can round the bag with the outfielder's back to you and still get back to first if he makes the play.
Well, the Indians are now forced to bring the infield in against Chuck Knobloch. So second and third for the Yankees with one out. The Yankees are up 4-0. Knobloch takes a Pittsburgh call strike. He has walked and struck out this afternoon. So Chuck is 0 for 1. There's a look at the Indian infield. They do have some leather out there. They can stop just about anything. I have yet to see that double play they turned last night, but I heard it was something.
It was something. Right
now, Knobloch behind on the count, no balls and a strike. And Langston steps off, and he wants to talk to the catcher.
Kenny, you know what's a lot of fun over doing the Met game today and being in the Cubs clubhouse before the game, talking to Mark Grace. Mark Grace said, now here's a guy who can flat field. Gold Glover at first base. He said it was the best double play he had ever seen turn. And when you hear the other players who've seen it on television say things like that, then you do believe what you saw last night. It was extraordinary.
Now they got it all straightened out between Langston and Diaz, and the at-bat will resume for Chuck Knobloch. That is upstairs for a ball, 1-1. We're going to take a look at that from last night.
8th inning, tie ball game. Bases loaded, Alomar. Yep, you saw it. Here it is again.
Wow. Those guys are magicians, aren't they?
Oh, gosh. That's how showing that for a long, long time.
That's how you suck up the gold. 1-1 on Knobloch. As we're back to live TV. That's upstairs, ball 2. Well, sometimes pitchers in a situation like this will pitch carefully, and they're not afraid of the walk, but you might be afraid of the walk with Derek Jeter coming up next.
No question about it. I think there are too many pitchers, particularly young pitchers, and Langston doesn't fit into that category, who are in that pitch around category. They think that every time first base is open that it's a pitch around situation, and that's not true. And you're right, this isn't one of those times.
Well, Knobloch ahead on the count can really pick on something here, and Langston has slowed down the pace. Breaking ball lifted in the air to center field. This should be deep enough to score Posada from third. It looks like Curtis is going to tag at second. So both Yankee runners, nope, Curtis will hold at second. Posada will score. The Yankees lead 5-0. So Chuck Knobloch gets the job done as far as driving in the runner from third base. Posada's single with 1 out comes around to score.
Chad Curtis also makes it easily to third base, but there's no sense in taking any kind of chance since the out in center field was the second out of the inning. If it was the first out of the inning, you see him try to go to third.
So he's still in scoring position. Kenny Lofton's already thrown out 1 Yankee this afternoon. And now here's Derek Jeter with the base open. And now you might understand them putting, they're not even going to fool around with it. This is going to be an intentional walk. And over 50,000 people here at the stadium, they paid some good money to see Derek Jeter hit.
This is about the 4th time this year, and it's really unprecedented when you think about lineups through the ages. For a number 2 hitter to be walked to get to the number 3 hitter. Walked intentionally. What's it happened, 4 times?
4th time that Derek Jeter's been walked intentionally.
Amazing.
And the Yankee who leads the ball club in intentional walks is Bernie Williams with 7. So Jeter heads down to first, and they go to the percentages, lefty against lefty, with O'Neill coming to the plate. O'Neill was robbed of a hit by Russell Branyan, the third baseman in the first inning, and then struck out in the third. That shadow we were talking about is now beyond the mound, so things are starting to even up for the hitters. As Mike Hargrove looks on. There's a look at that shadow.
Now it becomes much tougher for the infielders, even on routine ground balls, to field balls. Like the ball's coming out of a tunnel.
Two on and 2 out for the Yankees. They've scored here in the 4th and lead 5-0. Breaking ball is fouled off to the upper deck. And when you look around the ballpark today, just about a fan in every seat. And so far they're enjoying things. With the Yankees 5 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. And for Cleveland, no runs, 3 hits, and no errors.
That's after almost 100 Nice touch here at Yankee Stadium. Water bottle in the spring. It's after almost 106,000 people saw baseball games in person last night. Almost 53 for the Mets, 53 here for the Yankees. Close to it.
Both ball clubs playing very good ball. Ball hit to left field. A late break for the outfielder Cruz, but he makes the recovery and makes the catch. So the Yankees do pick up a run on 2 hits. They leave a couple of runners. We played 4 full. And the Yankees have it 5-0.
We brought you Dodge Caravan, the most innovative minivan in history, the best-selling minivan in history, and the most copied minivan in history. Now here's what's new from the new Dodge. The Dodge Summer Clearance with a $1,000 cash allowance on Caravan that lowers your price to just $17,785. Or buy Caravan with low 1.9 financing. What's new from the new Dodge? Just catch the Dodge Summer Clearance.
To be the best takes strength, speed, endurance. Now the best way to cure athlete's foot has it all. New Lamisil AT. Strength. Full prescription strength to stop the itching and burning. Speed. These take 4 weeks of treatment to kill the fungus. Only Lamisil AT cures athlete's foot with just 1 week's use. Endurance. A study showed most users were still athlete's foot free 3 whole months later. Get it all in new Lamisil AT. The best way to cure athlete's foot.
Coming round the mountain when she comes. When she coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain when she coming round the mountain. She coming round the mountain when she comes. Coming round the mountain when she comes. When she coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain. She'll be coming round the mountain. Coming round the mountain when she comes. Yeehaw!
Need brakes? Get the best in the business to install them. And a lifetime guarantee honored at every Midas nationwide. Go safely, go Midas.
We move to the 5th at the stadium, and the Yankees lead it by a score of 5-0. And how about this next homestand? The Yankees' newest rivals, the Toronto Blue Jays, are now in 2nd place in the Eastern Division. That'll be August 2nd through the 4th right here at the stadium. Leave the office and take the kids to a rare day game on August 4th when all the fans 14 and under receive a Yankee t-shirt courtesy of HIP Health Plans. Get your Yankee tickets now at Ticketmaster 212-307-1212 or as always on the web at www.yankees.com. Hideki Irabu now with a 5-run lead as he faces Jacob Cruz, who made a nice play on that fly ball last inning. He fouls this one off, and it's strike 1.
Yankees go on the road and play the White Sox, then the Red Sox next weekend, and then come back for that short 3-game series before they go to California and face Seattle for 4 and Anaheim for 2.
There's that slow breaking ball. It's such a discrepancy on the speed. I've only seen 2 hitters hit this ball hard all year long. Mo Vaughn got a hit, and Lee Stevens.
You've got to wait. If you commit too early, that's what happens.
And then wait some more. There it's called strike 3. Well, last pitch was the local. That was the express. And Hideki Irabu strikes out Jacob Cruz.
It's usually better to follow a slow curveball with something hard because, in effect, what you've done by throwing the tantalizing curveball, you've slowed down the bat head because now the hitter that plants the seed and now the fastball looks much faster than it would ordinarily.
Here is the young third baseman, Russell Brandon. There's that slow curveball. It's in for a called strike. So Posada, I think he sees that Hideki has his pitch working now, and he's going to milk it while he can. I'm sure you just do that when you're catching.
Well, tried to. Tried to.
Bouncing ball to the right side for Chuck Knobloch, and this is going to be out number 2. Now it's time to check out some scores on the Lincoln Mercury scoreboard. Baltimore Orioles have won 5 in a row. Looks like it might be 6. They lead 4-1 over Anaheim. That's after 6 innings at Camden Yards. Draining in Detroit. Might be headed this way. Boston leading 4-1 in the third. The Mets have won 2-1. And Houston has beaten San Diego 5-2. Houston with a good ball club. And how about the St. Louis Cardinals? 7-0 in the 6th at Coors, but that one is long from over.
Sammy Sosa with home run number 36 on the year. He leads the majors. San Francisco over Cincinnati 5-4. That game in the 6th inning. You see 7-0 Cardinals. You think McGuire probably hit one.
That's a strike to Diaz. It's 1-1. You know what? I said the game's not over though. They're playing at Coors Field. It's 7-0.
Right.
Yeah.
It'd be 12-0 and not be over in the 9th.
No McGuire, but J.D. Drew is homered for the Cardinals. There's that slow curve. In there for a call strike. 1-2.
He's thrown one to each hitter this inning and all for strikes.
That's that old dewdrop in.
Dewdrop in. Diaz committing with that front foot.
Curveball, bounced, and it is a foul ball down the third base line. The umpires collaborating on the call. So that becomes a souvenir as Brocious flips it into the seats.
That's an interesting term nowadays. Umpires collaborating.
They're getting away from it, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
I mean, amongst themselves.
Yeah.
This is going to be a nasty situation before it all is said and done.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kenny. The first salvo has been fired, and it's not the last salvo.
Fastball lined over Jeter's head into left center for a base hit. And I think that was Decky Arabu's poorest pitch of the inning. High fastball, and Diaz saw it and ripped it. So that's the Indians' first hit since Lofton had a single in the third.
Not a situation where all fastballs that are high are easy to hit, but when your catcher is sitting outside and low, and the pitcher throws the ball where the catcher has to move across the plate, watch how Posada has to move that way, then you know it's a bad pitch and a mistake by Arabu.
So Arabu will go to working from the stretch with the leadoff hitter Kenny Lofton at the plate. Splitter on the ground, right at Tino Martinez. Steps on the bag, and the Indians are done here in the 5th inning. They pick up a hit. They leave a runner against Decky Arabu, but they do not score. 4.5 have been played at the stadium, and it's 5-0 Yankees.
It's payback time. The power has shifted. The 99 Honda clearance is here. Now you're in control. The 99 Honda clearance. Don't you just love it when you win?
A simple equation for speed. Take your PC, add your standard phone line, then add Red. What do you get? A business that moves faster. A business that works more efficiently. An affordable, high-speed digital connection that makes your current connection look like it's standing still. Call 1-888-RED-2000 for a no-risk 30-day trial. Red means go.
Saturday on Cops.
See your hand.
When a car thief falls asleep on the job, it'll take more than a kiss to wake him up. Cops.
Tonight at 8 on Fox 5.
It's the ultimate 18-wheel adventure on The Simpsons, Fox Sunday.
Napa application engineered brakes can stop you 20 feet shorter than ordinary brakes. That's important. Because you can't always count on there being 20 extra feet of road when you need it. Napa, over 200,000 parts, and every one's important.
On a warm day in New York City. New York Yankees baseball on Fox 5 is brought to you in part by the all-new Grand Cherokee, the most capable sports utility ever. And by E-Trade. It's time for E-Trade. And by your local Honda dealer, who invites you to discover the value of Honda today.
The e-trading deadline is only 1 week away. July 31st, next Saturday at midnight.
And between now and then, the market will be going either up or down on some players throughout baseball. Chili Davis will lead it off. Market's been up on make that Bernie Williams will lead it off. Market certainly went up on Bernie Williams in the offseason. He is 0 for 2 today, having lined out and then tapped out back to the pitcher. Another ground ball. This time Langston doesn't get it, but the soft hands of Vizquel do. And the throw out of Bernie Williams, out number 1.
Nothing to it, huh?
He made it look routine.
Yeah, just like coddling an infant.
The designated hitter, Chili Davis.
And that is just not an easy play. In between hop, below the hop, soft hands, strong arm, 1 out.
You know, if you're a Cleveland Indian pitcher, I mean, you got to shake. How many times you got to shake these guys' hands during the course of your? Thanks for picking me up.
A lot. A lot.
Chili Davis has picked up the Yankees with the bat today. He's scored a run, driven in 2, and he's 2 for 2. Designated hitter now has 55 runs batted in on the year. Swings at the first pitch, and it's by the third baseman. Chili Davis is 3 for 3. Cruz picks it up in the corner. Chili Davis is trying for 2, and he's in with a double. Well, Chili now with a couple of singles and a 2-base hit to his credit off of Mark Langston.
We talked about Jorge Posada and his 2 hits. They were up the middle. And the first 2 hits for Chili Davis up the middle. And that puts you in a good position to handle most anything else. The curveball that was down, a little bit on the inside part of the plate. He just rifles it down the left field line. Nice play by David Justice. David wanted to smother that ball before, or I should say Jacob Cruz, I beg your pardon, wanted to smother that ball before it hit in foul territory.
Chili Davis at second. Tino Martinez at the plate with 1 down. Chili's been all over the bases this afternoon. There's that low fastball again. Ball 1.
I heard you and Bobby talking about it on the 2-2 count last year in the 7th inning. Boy, that pitch was close. But it was called the ball, and on the next pitch, boom, grand slam home run.
Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't.
That's right.
That looked like a change in for a strike. And, you know, I think during the course of a ball game, how many pitches does an umpire have to call? Now, they're not going to get them all right.
No.
It's just that sometimes they're not right on a crucial time of the game.
Yeah.
And in that case, not saying that pitch was a strike. It was very close, as you said. But for San Diego Padres, it was a crucial time of the game.
Yeah, I think most hitters are pretty forgiving of umpires missing calls up to 2 strikes. If you miss a 2-strike call, that means it's fini. It's over. Final.
Same thing for pitchers, too.
Sure.
They want that strike on that third.
Absolutely.
1-1 on Martinez. Pitch hit hard down the first baseline and fair. This is going to score another Yankee run. Chili Davis in from second. It is now 6-0 Yankees as Tino Martinez with a run-scoring single. The Yankees are playing on tack-on baseball. They tack on another run.
Chili Davis a double down the left field line. Tino Martinez a single down the right field line. A lot of times those tack-on runs at the end of 9 innings, you look back and those tack-on runs are often the difference in winning and losing, particularly with the vaunted offense of the Cleveland Indians. Just fair, hitting the tarp. Ramirez feels it, but not before Chili Davis scores.
Tino at first with 1 out for Scott Brocious. There's a double and a run batted in. That pitch is upstairs, and it's ball 1. Brocious has really come on, hit well over 300 since the middle of June. Got off to a very slow start this year, but has picked up the pace. His average is at 273. That is low. 2 balls and no strikes.
Some of that happens to players when they break spring training, as you see Paul Ossenmacher warming for the Indians. You break spring training, and then you sprain your ankle. You feel like you're ready to go. And when the Yankees were out on the coast, Scott Brocious put on the disabled list until late April. Then he had to get his stroke back.
Off-speed pitch, swung through and missed. 2-1. Mark Langston, maybe not the fastball he used to have, maybe not the breaking ball he used to have, but certainly more experienced than he used to have. And that's what he's getting by on now. I think there are periods in a ball player's career, whether you're a pitcher or an everyday player. First you come in with the talent and no experience. Then they kind of even off. As Brocious will foul this ball out of play. Then they even off. You got the talent, you got the experience. You're in the middle of your career and you really turn into the player they thought you would be. Then the talent starts to wane and you get by a little bit more on experience, and I think that's where Langston is now.
From a hitter's standpoint, you start cheating a little bit on a fastball, for instance. You start guessing a little more correctly because you have to. You're forced to. The hands may not be as quick as they once were.
And from a pitching standpoint, your control has to get better. 2-2 on Brocious. Going inside, that'll run the count full. 3-2. Yankees up 6-0. Tino Martinez looking across the diamond at Willie Randolph to see if he's moving on this pitch.
I would imagine he would be. 6-0 lead here. I mean, particularly against the Cleveland Indians. No calling off the dogs in this situation.
Langston has a very good move. In fact, he had the single season pickoff record, 13 one year, until Andy Pettit broke it with 14. So that might make Tino kind of hang around that first base bag. He's not going. Pitch hit on the ground to third. This could be 2. No, it's not. The rookie Brandon throws the ball away, and Yankees will be at second and third. Looked like a routine double play ball. Instead, the Yankees have runners at second and third with 1 out.
Branyan in last night's ball game had some shaky plays at third base, but he made them all, no errors. He gets under this throw to Alomar. Robbie can't come up with it. You can see how he almost coddles the ball over to second base. Alomar can't come up with it, and now the Yankees with runners on at second and third, and that'll pull the infield in again.
And it'll bring up Jorge Posada, who's 2 for 2 with a run scored and an RBI. They talked about Brandon. Reason why they hesitated to call him up. He's a great hitter in the minors, but he struck out too much. They didn't say much about his fielding, which they say he's a pretty good fielder. Picks up his first major league error. Swing and a miss. The ball gets by Diaz, but no advance by the runners. And when you make your first major league error, you're just hoping the other team does not score.
That somebody can take you off the hook. The somebody here is Mark Langston. This one squeaking through the trap door left open by Einar Diaz. That was the tough thing about Knobloch's error last night. It kept the inning alive and led to Robbie Alomar's grand slam home run.
Not only did the Indians score, they scored to the max.
Yeah, right.
Hit hard, and it's a fair ball. The Yankees will get 2 more runs. Martinez scores, Brocious scores, Posada headed to second, and he's in there with a double. It is 8-0 Yankees. Jorge Posada now with 3 runs batted in on the ball game.
What a coincidence in the 3 at-bats by Chili Davis and the 3 at-bats by Jorge Posada. First 2 times up, both had singles through the middle. And the 3rd time up, both singled down the left field line. Chile with 2 RBIs, and now Posada, by far his best day offensively this year, with the one exception that game played at Shea Stadium when he had the 2 home runs against the Mets.
2-run score easily. That'll bring Phil Reagan out to talk to Langston and give the bullpen a little bit more time. Assenmacher warming up, another lefty out there. And Posada certainly has to feel good. 3 runs batted in. He scored 1. 2 singles and a double. And the error, the first major league error by Russell Branyan, leads to at least 2 runs scored by the Yankees here in the 5th inning. And Mark Langston will be out of the ball game. So Langston, the veteran, is gone. Another left-hander will follow, another veteran in Paul Assenmacher. As we head to the remainder of the bottom of the 5th, the Yankees lead 8-0.
Get away from it all with the best lease deals of the year on Mercury Mountaineer. Just announced the summer's hottest leases on the loaded to the roof rack Mountaineer with Mercury value packaging. That's leather and power moonroof, a $1,750 value at no additional charge. All for nearly $4,000 less than Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited when you buy. Give the crowd the slip in the all-wheel drive V8 Mountaineer and get away with it all. The best leases of the year on Mountaineer. Imagine yourself in a Mercury.
A simple equation for speed. Take your PC, add your standard phone line, then add red. What do you get? A business that moves faster. A business that works more efficiently. An affordable, high-speed digital connection that makes your current connection look like it's standing still. Call 1-888-RED-2000 for a no-risk 30-day trial. Red means go.
When you buy a bargain basement PC, what you're really buying is a mystery box. Will there be a monitor? Probably not. Lots of software? Ha! A year on the internet, 24/7 tech support? Dream on. With a Gateway Essential PC, you know exactly what you're getting. Monitor, great software, award-winning tech support, and internet access for $28 a month or less than $1 a day. No mystery there. Call 1-800-GATEWAY for a Gateway Essential PC with an Intel Celeron processor.
Mark Langston knocked out of the ball game. The Yankees lead by 8-0. How about this tomorrow? Catch the latest scores and inside info. Tune in for this Week in Sports with Sports Extra after the 10 o'clock news Sunday, right here on Fox 5. One veteran to another, Paul Assenmacher.
Paul was in last night's ball game. A lot of sliders, even though last night he was throwing a lot of fastballs, primarily to Tino Martinez. So Paul Assenmacher, formerly with the Cubs, he is re-upped with the Cleveland Indians. Primarily in there for left-handed batters, but he'll be facing a couple of right-handers. Chad Curtis, Chuck Knobloch, and if they get on, Derek Jeter.
Nobody has come out of a bullpen and pitched more than Paul Assenmacher during the 90s.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
He's had a rubber arm, and you know who's second? Mike Jackson.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Mike Jackson is second.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so these two, when you see one, you're usually going to see the other pretty soon. Here's Chad Curtis, who's grounded out and hit a double.
But just like last night, saw both Assenmacher and Mike Jackson. Mike Jackson walking the bases loaded in the bottom of the 10th. And that Derek Jeter, first time this year, he was 0 for 5 in one game. Talk about odds being with the guy who does something on every single game to help the Yankee Ball Club win.
Whether it's offense or defense.
It is, or running the bases. Doesn't matter. What do you need?
As I mentioned, the open last night, he was the closer. No balls and a strike. Sent everybody home last night with that base hit.
So Derek gets a save for last night's game?
Well, in a way. That is inside, a ball and a strike on Curtis.
Great shot. His mom and dad here at the game. They had lasted throughout the 4.5-hour ordeal. Charles and Dorothy Jeter now make their home over in New Jersey. Derek, of course, growing up in Kalamazoo. They were glad they waited.
Runner at second for Curtis, and this one is downstairs for the veteran Ossenmacher, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Yeah, you don't want to disappoint your parents when they come to the ball game.
Right.
In fact, they were asking Derek after the game. He had looked up in the stands, and his mom kind of mouthed the words, "Do something."
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
is that right? Oh, that's great.
And of course, who wants to disappoint their mom? I can't think of anybody.
Well, he did something.
And the count is 3-1. And from what I understand, his dad was very happy that he did do something, so he wouldn't have to listen to his mom on the way home. That's according to what Derek said. That is ball 4. The Yankees have 2 on. Ossenmacher walks the first man he faces. Still only 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. And we'll bring up Chuck Knobloch, who is 0 for 1. He's walked, had a sacrifice fly that came in the 4th inning, and has also called out on strikes. Chuck has scored a run and driven in 1 out of the leadoff spot.
This game, as we all know, can turn on you in a hurry, and collectively it's really turned on the Cleveland Indians. They have lost 7 out of 8. They're trailing here 8-0. A great start, but they have not played well lately. They have not pitched well lately.
You know, I wonder if it has anything to do with the big lead in the Central Division.
Maybe.
You know, they were picked to win the division easily, and they are following through to form. 0-1 on Knobloch. But the last 2 months, they haven't been like the Cleveland Indians.
They won their first 39 out of 58. Or 29 out of 39, I should say. But their next 57 games, they're almost 500.
Yeah, the runs are down, and the ERA is up.
Now, I think that ERA being up is one reason that the runs are down. You can't continue to outscore teams. Keep standing toe-to-toe on a day-to-day basis. You have to have your pitching bail you out occasionally when you have a well-pitched game thrown against you.
Mike Hargrove was a pretty good hitter in his day.
Yes, he was.
A good line drive hitter. Drew a lot of walks, patient hitter. 1-2 on Knobloch. Very similar to Chuck Knobloch. Line drive over Vizquel, base hit. The runners had to hold. Willie Randolph is going to hold Posada at third as Lofton gets the ball in, and the Yankees have the bases loaded with 1 down. Posada had to hold up to make sure that Vizquel would not make the catch. So Ossenmacher has come on and given up a walk and a single.
Watch Omar Vizquel and Posada right there. Vizquel can't come up with it, so now Posada starts, but because of the late start, he has to hold at third base. And what do you know? Derek Jeter hitting with the bases loaded again.
And you have to wonder if his mom is here today or watching at home on TV, and she said, do something. Posada at third. Derek Jeter's good buddy looking to score. Yankees up 8-0. Single, grounded out, was walked intentionally. First pitch, fastball, fouled back. I've always contended that once the bases are loaded, you come up, that first pitch is time to do business.
It's critical to a pitcher and a catcher. It's critical to get that pitch over. If you fall behind, normally you're going to be in trouble. If you fall behind with the bases loaded, then that second, third pitch, they become very predictable.
Jeter swings through a high fastball, and the count goes to 0-2. He helped out Ossenmacher.
Yeah, this ball above the letters, and Derek going after it.
Looked like he was going for the whole ball of wax, and he has yet to hit a grand slam in his career. And the odds are against him, 0-2. Why not? Tried it again. He wouldn't chase. The count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Jeter a little more disciplined. With the 1-for-2 afternoon, he's up to 372. Of course, that leads the American League. The Yankees have been in the driver's seat since the first inning when they scored 4 times. Breaking ball is fouled off by Jeter. He spoils it. The count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Since then, they have added 4 more against Cleveland in hopes of winning the second game of this 3-game series. It's the veteran Mark Langston is out of the ball game after allowing 8 hits to the Yankees. Make that 10 hits to the Yankees. No place to put Jeter. Yankees are trying to break this one open further. Pitch is hit through the middle and off the mound. To flip the second for 1 on the first, not in time. They can't turn 2. The Yankees get another run as Posada scores. Now, I don't know if Ossenbacher got a piece of it or it hit the rubber, but it went directly to Roberto Alomar instead of into center field.
Ossenbacher or the rubber hit something. And by the time Alomar had the ball, little backhand flip to Vizquel and the throw to first base late. Derek Jeter picking up RBI number 72 on the year. Hit the rubber. That's a great call. I don't think Ossenbacher laid a glove on it.
You can see he's looking around. He didn't know where the ball was.
Where is it?
So Jeter's out of the game. Luis Sojo will run for him and take over at shortstop in all likelihood. So the Yankees up 9-0. Joe Torre with a chance to give Derek Jeter some well-earned rest.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
As Timmy said, Jeter picked up his 72nd run batted in. And with 2 down, O'Neill is up with runners on the corners at first and third. In the 5th inning, it's 9-0 Yankees. That is inside. 2-0 on O'Neill. O'Neill looking for his first hit of the afternoon. He's hit a couple of balls hard. And in the middle, he struck out 0 for 3. That one misses. 3 balls and no strikes. I think I'd have to turn him loose right here.
Well, you know, we talked about Paul O'Neill 3 for 25 against Ossenbacher. We talked about Martinez running on that 3-2 count. I think Joe Torre may think, well, the dogs are, call the dogs off here. And 3-0, swinging at 3-0s like running.
That's a call strike. Yeah, I can see your point, but for Paul O'Neill's standpoint, maybe a chance to get some payback. He's 3 for 25. Maybe get one down the middle.
Well, if that's the case, then Paul's glad this is called a strike.
Exactly.
He's glad.
Although it looks definitely low for a ball.
Yeah, it was.
So now maybe a chance to get a better pitch to hit. Swing and a miss. That is strike 2, and O'Neill maybe helped Ossenbacher. Count is full, and on this pitch, 3-2 pitch, Sojo will be going.
I think the chance of Paul swinging at anything on this 3-2 count is pretty good.
Now the Yankees have batted around here in the 5th inning with O'Neill coming to the plate. Swings and fouls it off. Will have that payoff pitch once again.
Kind of get the drift. The 3-0 pitch was low, called a strike, and then the 3-1 pitch was a ball, and he swung at it. Well, that 3-2 pitch, with knowing Paul O'Neill, pretty good chance he's going to be hacking at anything right here.
For the 21st time this season, the Yankees have batted around in an inning. Their opponents have done it 13 times. Payoff pitch on the way, and it's inside, ball 4. No chance to swing on that. Ossenbacher allows his second base on balls of the inning. And once again, the bases are loaded.
That pitch was actually between the belt buckle and the uniform. Check this out. How did this ball keep from hitting Paul O'Neill? Whoa!
And give Diaz some credit, too. He was quick to get over there and make the catch.
Pitches like that will make you taller.
O'Neill is out of the game, and Ricky Leday will run at first base. So Joe Torre starting to give some rest to his regulars. Bernie Williams up with the bases loaded. Bouncing ball, and it's through for a base hit into left field. The Yankees will get 2 more runs as Curtis and Soho score. It is 11-0. The Yankees lead it. They've scored 6 times here in the 5th inning. And the beat continues.
RBIs number 61 and 2 for Bernie Williams. Everything seems to be finding a hole for the Yankees today. Mark Langston knows that. Bernie Williams is 1 for 2 in this inning with 2 RBIs. Branyan can't get to it. Neither can Vizquel. 2 more runners score and a 6-run inning for the Yankees, and they may not be through.
Here is Chili Davis with runners at first and second. Little looper towards right field. Ramirez comes on, can't get it. It falls in. Leday is rounding third. You're right, they're not done. Another run. It's 12-0, an even dozen. As the Yankees have scored 7 here in the 5th. Chili Davis is 2 for 2 this inning and 4 for 4 in the ball game.
Hits, and Davis and Posada have 7 of them. Chile with 3 RBIs. RBI total up to 56 now, and 2 for 2 in this inning.
And while Chile is at first base, we're going to have a pinch hitter. Jeff Manto is going to hit for Tito Martinez, and Tom Candiotti, who started last night's game. That's what they say about those knuckleballers. There's no strain on the arm. He's up and throwing. He might get the call here.
Can throw every day, and he might prove that by coming into this ball game.
Jeff Manto will pinch hit for Tino Martinez. Tino was 1 for 2 with 2 runs. Now, meanwhile, Hideki Irabu's had to sit for a long time here. But I'm sure he's happy that he's got a major cushion if 12-0. It's like a catch-22 for Hideki. Am I going to go stale here sitting on the bench while my team scores run after run?
Tell you, if I'm a pitcher, I know how to handle that. You guys just keep on going. I'll handle the other parts. You just score as many as you want to.
Here is Jeff Manto, and the first pitch is a call strike. The most runs that the Indians have given up in a game this year is 15. They gave up 15 on June the 10th against the Milwaukee Brewers. That was in Cleveland. There's a call strike. 0-2 on Manto. So maybe Mike Hargrove seeing a flashback to June the 10th. But it doesn't say anything about the Indians whether they won or lost that game, though. Knowing them, they might have been right in there.
Well, they beat Tampa Bay 20-11 this year, scoring 13 runs in the last 2 innings.
3 pitches and Manto is out of there, and the Yankees are gone here in the 5th, but they've scored 7 times. Here comes Hideki. He's got a 12-0 lead to work with.
If you seek to please your eyes, but neglect what can't be seen, you'll always be looking for something more. If you want to make strides, but can't stand still, you'll just go round in circles. If you drive a performance coupe, but do it only for fashion, you're not driving a CL from Acura.
Some people think lower salt and no MSG means a boring hot dog. Some people also aren't Thuman's people.
Thuman's hot dogging. Thuman's hot dogging. Thuman's hot dogging.
brought you Dodge Caravan, the most innovative minivan in history, the best-selling minivan in history, and the most copied minivan in history. Now here's what's new from the new Dodge. The Dodge Summer Clearance with a $1,000 cash allowance on Caravan that lowers your price to just $17,785. Or buy Caravan with low 1.9 financing. What's new from the new Dodge? Just catch the Dodge Summer Clearance.
What's this dance called?
It's the El Duque.
Hey, Connie, why don't you have a dance?
12-0 Yankees here in the top of the 6th inning. Myriad changes as Ricky Leday stays in the ball game. He pinch ran for Paul O'Neill. Ricky will be in right field. Luis Sojo in there for Derek Jeter. Luis scoring the run. Jeff Manto stays in the game, and he'll be at first base. And here's Omar Vizquel, the shortstop. From Hideki Irabu, the Yankees on top 12-0. Vizquel 1 for 2. He's hit the ball well twice. He singled to center and lined into a double play at first base. 0-2 to Vizquel.
Well, we'll see how this affects Hideki. So far, he's thrown nothing but strikes, 0-2. This is the type of game where the Indians are behind by so much. You might just see them come up there and just start hacking at that first pitch.
Yep. Usually in the hot weather, at least my experience was that pitchers were not as prone to be affected by the long outing if their team was scoring a lot of runs. Good splitter right there, as they were, say, early in the season or in cooler weather. And a nasty splitter from Irabu. 6 strikeouts now for Hideki.
Yeah, the thing about the 6 strikeouts, he's had 1 in each inning. So Hideki, there's 1 guy each inning he designates not going to hit the ball, at least so far.
Heard of designated hitters? They're the designated strike Ks. There's a strike to Roberto Alomar, who was K'd twice. Once on a fastball, once on a split finger. Poked foul. So 5 straight strikes here in the 6th by Irabu.
What Hideki and Alomar has done to himself here is he set up the splitter. Somewhere in these next 2 pitches, I think he's going to see one.
Fastball is high. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Alomar.
I think that was the show pitch. I'll show you one and see if you can hit this one.
Missouri fastball. That was it. The splitter right there, and Alomar gets a piece of it.
Boy, if I could think like that years ago, I'd been a heck of a better hitter. I'll tell you that. There's the splitter right there. It's coming right at you. And Alomar gets a piece of it to stay alive.
Splitter again, grounded towards second. Knobloch throws out his counterpart. 2 outs here in the 6th inning, and while we have some time here, let's take a look at our General Motors trivia quiz. Who was the only player to win batting titles in 3 different decades? 3 different decades. The batting title was it? He was a Hall of Famer. This is a Hall of Fame weekend, of course. Robin Yount, George Brett, Nolan Ryan, Orlando Cepeda will be inducted into baseball's shrine tomorrow afternoon. And our congratulations to those guys who had just remarkable careers.
Nestor Shylock.
Nestor Shylock, yeah. Manny Ramirez. 1 ball, no strikes to Manny. Breaking ball is outside. 2 balls and no strikes. That's an interesting pitch. 12-0 lead and a 1-0 breaking ball to Manny Ramirez. 2-0 to Ramirez. Line drive, caught by Soho. So a quick inning for Rabu. And the Yankees with their hitting boots on today. It is 12-0, middle of the 6th. We'll be back.
I'm sitting across from a person who's getting ready to write a large sum of money for an automobile, and I've purchased vehicles before, and I know exactly what they're going through. It can be nerve-wracking. The no-hassle, no-haggle price allows Saturn to be so much at ease with the customer and allows us to treat everyone so fair. It really doesn't matter whether you do a short-term lease, a long-term lease, short-term financing, long-term financing, or cash. Once you're in the Saturn family, you're in the Saturn family. I am going to see this person again. You see them at the supermarket, and you see them in a restaurant, so we want to make sure they are completely comfortable with the entire process.
La Royale Hotel, please, Park Avenue. Thank you.
Hi, Joe Torre here. Please, buckle your seatbelt.
Joe Torre is Yankees. The Yankees this, the Yankees that. I'm sick of the dang Yankees. Last year was a total fluke. Yankees suck. I tell you what, I'm from Atlanta. Atlanta Braves are the team of the decade. You can't stop the chop. You can't stop the chop. You cannot stop the chop. You watch out for a Yankee. If you see one, you speed up. Yankees. Here we are. I'll see you in October, son. Come on, be Yankee, make good hay, baby. Honey, you look lost.
Hi, I'm Dominique Dawes, and I want to talk to you about girl power. You don't have to be an Olympic athlete. Walk, dance, play sports. Have fun while you exercise your mind and your body. Call 1-800-729-6686.
12-0 Yankees. That is not a typo. Tomorrow, Tino Martinez, Derek Jeter, a red-hot Scott Brocious. 1:30 will be on the air. Final game of this 3-game series and the final game of this homestand before the Yankees hit the road to Chicago and Boston. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday afternoon in Boston or in Chicago. We will carry that game at 2 o'clock New York time Thursday afternoon. And then it's on to the hub, Fenway, and the Red Sox. Here's Scott Brocious. He hits it deep to left center field. Jacobs is back near the wall. Gone. Home run, Scott Brocious. 13-0 Yankees.
Well, as they like to say, on those top 40 stations, the hits just keep on coming.
That's the first home run of the game.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
One of those days in the making, long time ago, maybe way back in the first inning for Mike Hargrove.
You're suggesting maybe Casey Kasem should be doing this game, right?
We're getting near #1 with this one. Right down the middle and right over the 399 sign. I mean, if you're going to throw a pitch there, it's going to be hit hard.
Jorge Posada, 14 hits for the Yankees, 13 runs. And yes, it is a lapper. As far as Cleveland is concerned, you can only lose one game at a time. At least that's how you rationalize it. 1-1 to Posada, who is 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs.
Well, the Indians have struggled when they've had somebody other than Bartolo Colon or Charles Nagy start a ball game. And it's shown up in spades today.
Jared Wright for a couple of games before he went on the DL. But you're right. I mean, their pitching is weak right now. And in this next week, look for Cleveland to make a move. Ball and 2 strikes to Jorge Posada. Breaking ball, strike 3. So Posada out of there after the home run by Brocious. And then bring up Chad Curtis.
Timmy, we were talking about Hall of Fame, and I've had people ask me over the years, what constitutes a player going into the Hall of Fame? And, you know, I've answered there's some very good baseball players who aren't in the Hall of Fame, but the Hall of Fame it's there for the great players. The players who could dominate. I wouldn't say they did it day after day or game after game, but they were the ones that came through more often than even the very good players.
You could certainly say that year after year they dominated their sport. Two balls, no strikes to Curtis.
We just saw the plaque of Yogi Berra, a Hall of Famer. It certainly falls into that category of a dominating player. Year after year. He's got the World Series rings to prove it.
10 World Series rings. We're going to give you some numbers that's going to illustrate and reinforce what Kenny just said. Our friends at Elias come up with some remarkable numbers about Nolan Ryan, for example, being inducted into the Hall of Fame tomorrow. 3-1 to Curtis. He struck out more batters after the age of 35. It's after the age of 35. More batters. We'll give you the list. Curtis walks. I'll reiterate. Nolan Ryan, after the age of 35, struck out more batters than Sandy Koufax, Juan Marichal, Lefty Grove, Jim Palmer, and Grover Cleveland Alexander.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either until Elias sent us this today. We had it earlier for the Mets game. There's Lefty Gomez right there. Sandy Koufax had 2,396 strikeouts. Nolan Ryan had about 80 more than Sandy did after the age of 35. What? Can this happen? 1-0 to Knobloch. Is that bizarre?
Well, I know he was no fun to hit against. I'll tell you that.
Got that right.
And one reason is, and people ask you, because he threw just as hard in the ninth or harder than he did in the first. You know, most pitchers get tired during the course of a game. Not him. For some reason, he could still flame it up there in the ninth inning.
And yet in the National League, Kenny, you, of course, started the Met organization. And you had gone to Montreal in the middle of '69, I believe. Or was it 70?
72.
Oh, 72 was your first full year there. So you had a chance to face Nolan Ryan. And that year, he could not get his curveball over. Or I should say 71. 71 was the year he was traded in the winter of 71. That's right, 71, 72. So you never had a chance to face him in the National League.
But when I got over there, he could still throw.
Oh, yeah. He was just starting to tune it up. But that's an idea of what Kenny was talking about. George Brett hitting 390 in 1980, being 5 hits away from 400 that year. Robin Yount, the only player in Major League history who played 1,000 games at shortstop and 1,000 games in center field.
And earned the MVP at both positions.
At both positions. That's what you're talking about. I mean, these were great players, but they were greater than other great players. And that's what the Hall of Fame's all about. Change up and a good one to Knobloch. Gets chucked. There are 2 outs, and that'll bring up Luis Sojo. Speaking of Hall of Famers, why don't we go to our General Motors trivia quiz? Who was the only player to win 3 batting titles in 3 different decades? And I don't know the answer to this. Huh? How about that?
Yeah, I knew it. That.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I knew that George.
I forgot about the 70s, the 80s. I forgot about the 90s.
Yeah. Great fastball hitter.
Yeah, we mentioned 1980 when he had his best year. Kansas City winning that year. George Brett hitting 390. And then Kansas City losing in 6 games to the Philadelphia Phillies. High to Sojo. That, by the way, the only world championship the Philadelphia Phillies have ever won. With the likes of Mike Schmidt, Steve Carlton, Halls of Famers. Grounded by Banyan at third base, and the throw home is not going to be in time. It's 14-0. as Soho gets an RBI. Ball right by Russ Branyan, the third baseman. 14-0 Yankees.
Oh, he saw the kidding on the Yankee bench, but Soho went in after catching that line drive. He might get kidded some more after this double. But I think this guy is worth his weight in gold. You know, he sits down for 10, 11 games in a row, then comes in, gets a couple of hits, makes some sparkling plays. Left fielder Jacob Cruz is going to be welcome to Yankee Stadium right here. Watch this. Picks it up. Well, he made a clean play, but didn't get it back in time as Curtis scored all the way from first base.
Luis Soho, in his start down in Baltimore, hit a home run to help the Yankees win that game. That's the only game Derek Jeter has not started this year. You have to work much harder as a utility player, arguably, than you do as a starter. Much harder on preparing yourself to play. Starting, the games continue to prepare you to play.
You have to work hard not to play.
Yeah, right, right. Like the old Boy Scouts motto, be prepared. Still 0-2 to Leday.
And when you talk to Luis Soho, he gets most of his at-bats in winter ball in Venezuela. Plays shortstop every single day.
Right.
So that's where he's getting prepared for a major league season. He's getting his at-bats so he stays sharp in the summer.
He's talking to the guy he plays against, as a matter of fact, Omar Vizquel. Even though you have to wonder how many games Vizquel would play now at this point in time. But it's amazing how the Hispanic community feel it an obligation. He's talking to Vizquel right now.
He said, yeah, leave me alone.
Little looper that's going to fall.
Wow. Well, you think back to some other sports where you've seen some one-sided games. This is about as one-sided as you're going to see the Cleveland Indians ever on the wrong side. 15-0. I mean, this is a very good ball club that the Yankees are taking apart today. And you saw Omar, well, he wasn't really talking to Louis. He wasn't saying much.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's like he didn't want to be bothered. So Louis is back in the dugout.
Winners laugh and tell jokes. The losers say, shut up and deal.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. If this were the Iditarod, they'd call off the dogs. It's 15-0. Yankees.
The tables are turned. The roles are reversed. It's time for the 99 Honda clearance. You've got the power. The 99 Honda clearance. Don't you just love it when you win?
Do you need fast allergy relief? Then you need the power of Zyrtec. Prescription Zyrtec starts working fast and lasts 24 hours. In studies, drowsiness was the most common side effect. Others included fatigue and dry mouth. Most were mild or moderate. To learn more about Zyrtec, ask your doctor or pharmacist. So when you need fast allergy relief, remember the power of Zyrtec.
When you buy a bargain basement PC, what you're really buying is a mystery box. Will there be a monitor? Probably not. Lots of software? Ha! A year on the internet, 24/7 tech support? Dream on. With a Gateway Essential PC, you know exactly what you're getting. Monitor, great software, award-winning tech support, and internet access for $28 a month, or less than $1 a day. No mystery there. Call 1-800-GATEWAY for a Gateway Essential PC with an Intel Celeron processor.
That's right, 15 runs on 16 hits. We're only in the 6th inning. And we'll take a look at our upcoming TV schedule. We will have that game tomorrow against Cleveland on Fox 5. And then after an off day on Monday, Jim Cott, Ken Singleton, Al Troutwig, and the troops will man the ship in Chicago at New Comiskey Tuesday and Wednesday. And then we'll be back on the air next Thursday at 2 o'clock New York time. Of course, all those times are New York time.
The center fielder, Bernie Williams.
Now let's watch and see last innings in. Here's the soft line drive, and Louis Soho with the play at short. He does get dirty. Yeah, he's been in this ball game, no doubt. And you can see the kidding he gets from his teammates as he gets back. Jeter throws him another glove. Oh.
Yeah, the one thing players hate, Kenny, is to still have that laundry tag in their uniform 3 weeks after they put it on the first time. No dirt on it. Here's Bernie Williams. The knuckleball is inside from Tom Candiotti, who was the starting pitcher last night. He lasted 2 2/3 innings last night, and here he is relieving this afternoon. Of course, being a knuckleballer, he could throw all day, every day. 1-1 to Bernie Williams. Bernie 0 for 3. Paul O'Neill was 0 for 3, but the rest of the lineup has exploded this afternoon. Good knuckleball from Candiotti, strike 2.
With the game having been decided, it's 15-0. The fans here at the stadium are into doing the wave. Now, I haven't seen this for a long time in Yankee Stadium.
That's true. Kind of one of those blowout waves right here.
Tidal wave.
Tidal wave. Yeah. Two and 2 to Tino Martinez.
You know, if you're Enar Diaz and you've seen 15 Yankees cross the plate in front of you, and your team doesn't have anything on the board, one of the last things you want to see is a knuckleball floating up at you, and you're trying to catch it.
Boy, how right you are there.
It's already been a long enough day.
Man.
And you put down a sign, but you know what's coming.
Yep. Another knuckler, and Bernie Williams will probably get another one. 3 and 2, 2 outs, 15-0. Yankees on top. Luis Soho with a double this inning, his first at bat. Ricky Leday with a single this inning, his first at bat. Tapped foul. Still 3 and 2 to Bernie Williams.
You know, sometimes when we've both been on the winning side in a game like and on the losing side. You get in the clubhouse after you've lost a game like this, and first of all, you look around to see if anybody got hurt. You know, after a while, you're mad about it, but then sometimes it becomes a little funny. You know, these guys just beat the heck out of us.
That's right.
It was just one game. We'll come back tomorrow and play. And I think the Indians have enough of a veteran team that tomorrow's game, the Yankees might see a real tough ball game.
That's the rationale. And Bernie Williams draws a walk from Candiotti. And that'll bring up the guy who got it all started, Chili Davis, with the 2-out single, driving in Jeter and Knobloch in the first inning. And the Yankees and Chili Davis have not looked back since that first inning, scoring 4 in the first, 1 in the fourth, 7 in the fifth, and 3 here in the sixth.
Hideki on the bench trying to stay loose.
There's a fastball that's low to Chili Davis.
Just hanging around.
Trying to stretch it out. Knuckleball hit hard, but foul. So 1-1 to Chili Davis.
The one thing I've noticed about Hideki, having had a chance to talk to him through his understanding of the English language is certainly picking up. And he is willing every once in a while to come out with some English phrases and words. And he's starting to says he enjoys it over here, starting to get into it a little bit more.
Can you imagine the cultural change when he first started? My gosh. Good knuckleball from Candiotti. A ball and 2 strikes to Chili Davis. Not only trying to perform in a league in which you have never pitched, but in New York City. He didn't come to Milwaukee. He didn't come to Houston or Phoenix, or one of the hinterland cities. He came to Yankee Stadium, no less. Hit deep to right center field, and this ball is gone. Home run, Chili Davis. My gosh, he's had a good week today. 18-0 Yankees.
Chili Davis has driven in 6 runs today. And Mike Hargrove has now seen his team give up the most runs they've given up this year in a ball game. 18 runs on 17 hits. And the Yankees, for the 2nd inning in a row, had batted around.
This is not the best game for Chili Davis as far as RBIs are concerned. He had 7 against Texas back in 1994. At that time, he was with the California Angels. 0-2 to Jeff Manto. And his 5 hits this afternoon. A double, 3 singles, and a home run ties his career high. Knuckleball outside, 1-2. Ground ball, foul. Well, they also serve to only sit and wait. Bobby Mercer has waited a week and a half to get back in here. The middle. Bobby very patiently waiting. My gosh, while the Yankees have scored 14 runs since he's been out of here.
There's that knuckleball that just hung up in Chili Davis's zone, and now it's a souvenir in the bleachers.
Popped up, foul territory, and mercifully for the Indians, this inning is over. Kenny, thank you very much. I love working with you. Thanks. Enjoyed it as always.
Turn back the clock, baby.
Great to see you, baby. It's 18-0 Yankees. You're abandoning the ship, huh?
This summer, put Cadillac DeVille's surprising handling to the test and get the response you're looking for. Then lease a new 99 DeVille for just $4.99 a month for 36 months and 0 due at lease signing. Call for complete lease details. You'll even get a 3-year SmartCare basic maintenance contract at no extra charge. So drive a DeVille today and put Cadillac to the test.
When you buy a bargain basement PC, what you're really buying is a mystery box. Will there be a monitor? Probably not. Lots of software? Ha! A year on the internet, 24/7 tech support? Dream on. With a Gateway Essential PC, you know exactly what you're getting. Monitor, great software, award-winning tech support, and internet access for $28 a month, or less than $1 a day. No mystery there. Call 1-800-GATEWAY for a Gateway Essential PC with an Intel Celeron processor.
Yeah, hi. I'm thinking about buying a large block of major building corporation, and what I'd like to know is what's the size of the market right now? Take your time. Yep.
When you have an investment question, does your online brokerage have anybody there to answer it? We do.
Call it a bonanza, an extravaganza. It's how you save on tires. Now at Pep Boys, all 35,000-mile tires are 4 for only $99, and all 70,000-mile tires 4 for $169.
Pep Boys. Cars like us.
People love us.
Hideki Arabu is still in there, and Bobby Mercer rejoining us as David Justice takes strike one. David, the DH today.
Well, you talk about knocking the breath out of somebody.
Tap toward first. Manto, and it's Arabu who makes the play and makes the putout. Covering first.
One of the plays that Arabu has been working on all year long, and that is getting over towards first base. And he decides just to take matters in his own hands. Why not? Pick the ball up, make the tag on David Justice.
Or at least matters in his left hand.
Well, whatever. Whoops, he thought about letting maybe Manto touch it, but...
Of course, you can understand the confusion. Jeff has not played first base that much. Tino Martinez, obviously, the regular first baseman, as Jim Thome takes ball one. Fastball is low.
Well, this game reminds me of a prize fight. The fighter was bloodied very bad in the first inning. And in the 5th and 6th inning, he has been knocked out standing up.
TKO'd. Jim Thome with a double into right center field. So Arabu working on a remarkable 18-0 shutout. Thome with a double. That's hit number 5 for Cleveland.
Well, Jim Thome is one of the most powerful guys in all of baseball. Driving this one into the gap right center field. Leday quickly over. So Leday getting a shot to play in right field. Mostly Leday plays in left field, and he gets another look at it. That's a different angle for an outfielder.
Ricky Normally, the left fielder, and has started 2 games in center field this year. A strike to Jacob Cruz, the left fielder.
Got to be embarrassing for Cleveland, struggling with their pitching in the first place and being knocked around by the Yankees this afternoon. Of course, Candiotti in the game for the second time, a 41-year-old knuckleballer, starting the first game of this 3-game series, and followed by today Mark Langston at 38. Both those guys were released by their respective ball clubs and picked up by Cleveland. I heard you and Ken talking about the Indians and this trading deadline coming up. No doubt that something like this would...
Lined into right field. We'll see if Jim Thome tries to score. Ricky Leday will go to second base with the ball. The crowd saying they wanted to see the shutout. That might be the most lopsided boo I've ever heard.
Well, Hideki Arabu has been absolutely fabulous all day long, and he's had a couple of 2 or 3 innings where he has had to sit an awful long time. Of course, that's all right as long as your team is scoring 18 runs for you. And Ricky Leday just throwing it back at second base. Thome, I don't think there was any way to throw Thome out at first base. 18-0.
Right. That'll bring up Russ Branyan, the third baseman. He homered last night. First major league hit was a home run, and he hits this one in the hole to right field. So Branyan with his first hit of the day, 3 straight Indian hits here in the top of the 7th, with the Yankees on top 18-1.
Hideki in the last inning, Tim, did a lot more stretching than he did before that. You could see him hanging off the top of the dugout, trying to keep that right arm as loose as he could, keep it stretched out, also stretching his legs. It may have caught up with him on stiffening up a bit more than what he had the first 4 or 5 innings.
Activity now in the Yankee bullpen as Mel Stottlemyre and Joe Torre taking no chances. Ed Yarnall is the left-hander. and Dan Nolte, the right-hander, up and warming. 1 out, 2 on here in the 7th. And there's ball 1 to Einar Diaz, the catcher. Ball 2 to Diaz.
Mike DeMuro back behind home plate just because it's been a blowout game. He's still calling balls and strikes like he started this game. A lot of times the umpires, when you get a lopsided game such as the one we have here, that strike zone will expand a bit.
Yeah, the younger umpires now, and Mike DeMuro is one of those, they have an added incentive to continue to do well with what will be pressing into early September, the resignation of most of the National League umpires and about half of the American League umpires. Those aren't exact figures, but about. Grounded foul down the third baseline, 2-2 to Diaz.
You know, it seems by reading the papers and what is going on and some of the umpires rescinding their resignations that they tendered a few days ago because they had a chance to step back and think about what was happening to not only them but also their career and their jobs were in jeopardy. And a lot of them, I think, coming to their senses and using some common sense now, knowing that Major League Baseball has already accepted those resignations, and Major League Baseball giving them a chance to rescind it if they'd like to.
One thought, it's not common sense. If it were common sense, more people would have it. It's uncommon sense.
I know about that.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
How in the world could, well, not really getting into it, but how, from a sensible standpoint and a reasonable standpoint, what made the umpires do what they did? Everybody's asking that question in baseball. Fly ball to Bernie Williams, 2 outs here in the 7th.
You know, the only thing I can think of is that led by Richie Phillips, their union leader, may have convinced them that Major League Baseball was locking them out anyway and was going to fire everybody that is a Major League umpire. And for you guys to get something out of this, you tender your resignation, we start another corporation, and you get severance pay. And maybe you'll get a chance to be rehired by Major League Baseball if they think you're good enough. But right now, all of you are gone in the first place.
What about the guys who knew they were good enough? What about the guys who were secure within their ranks?
I think that's what you're talking about.
It's really tough on them.
Following the leader.
Yeah, the guy
not being the guy that's going to be the the guy that's behind the 8 ball.
Yeah. Here's Kenny. No, it's not Kenny Lofton. Enrique Wilson is the pinch hitter for Kenny Lofton here in the 7th inning. So Kenny prudently being given the rest of the day off. 2 out and 2 on. 18-1 Yankees on top. We're in the 7th. There's a strike on the corner. 1-1. There's Kenny Lofton.
You can see that most of these Indian ball players, they've got that dazed look in their face coming into Yankee Stadium with the best record in all of baseball, the mighty offensive Cleveland Indians, and being banged around like they have been by the New York Yankees. Big crushing blow last night was when the Yankees came back at the bottom of the 10th inning to win that game.
Sometimes there's a carryover effect of that. Not saying that it is today, but it could be. Lose a tough game like last night when you had the lead at the top of the 10th. Mike Jackson coming in, walking the bases loaded. The big hit by Derek Jeter. Another strike on the splitter to Enrique Wilson. 2-2 to Enrique.
Possibly Hondro thinking that he could catch some lightning in a bottle in the first couple of games, maybe win 1 of the 2 with Candiati or Mark Langston. He's got Cologne going tomorrow versus Roger Clemens. Get out of here with maybe a 2 out of 3 wins.
Wilson down on strikes. 7 strikeouts for Irabu, but it's 18-1 Yankees, middle of the 7th.
The balance has shifted. The roles are reversed. The 99 Honda clearance has arrived. It's your turn to make waves. The 99 Honda clearance. Don't Don't you just love it when you win?
Long distance speeds apply.
I'd heard that sound 100 times.
Morning. Greeting available only between the hours of 5 a.m. and 12 noon.
It could only mean one thing. This was a cellular town.
Zone A to B, B to C, C to D.
From 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. on weekdays.
Roaming charges.
I'm no hero. I'm just a guy with a better way.
The Sprint PCS Free and Clear plan. Now as little as a dime anytime with free long distance.
No matter where your vacation plans take you this season, there's no better place to start than at the Jeep Grand Cherokee Summer of Fun event. Now you can head for the sun with a zero-down, $369 a month Grand Cherokee Laredo lease with only $864 due at signing. Plus, factory-to-dealer incentives could save you more on every Grand Cherokee. So hurry to your Jeep dealer for an incredible $369 a month lease today, before these great savings are just another memory.
You can never be sure when you'll witness history, but if you're not there, you can be sure that you won't. Get out there. Watch the Yankees clash with their rivals, the Blue Jays, August 2nd through the 4th. Leave the office early to enjoy a summer day game on the 4th, where all fans 14 and under receive a Yankees t-shirt, courtesy of HIP Health Plans. Get your tickets now.
A blistering day in the Bronx, only appropriate for Chili Davis to have 5 hits, 6 RBIs. The last 3 runs driven in by Chili. 6 RBIs today. Hideki Irabu and the Yankees leading 18-1. Hideki has given up 7 hits. He has struck out 7 and walked only 1. Look at the Yankees, 10 for 15 with runners in scoring position. Goodness. Here's Brocious. That's the curveball from Tom Candiotti, ball 1. Our General Motors game summary, you could almost make a car going through your game summary of this game.
I know one thing, the motor's already started.
Oh, man.
You know, this reminds me of Candiotti coming in and pitching in consecutive days. Wilbur Wood, the left-handed knuckleballer that pitched for the Chicago White Sox, he pitched both ends of a doubleheader here at Yankee Stadium. Wilson now playing second base. Sexton out in left field, and Cruz will move from left to center field. But Wilbur Wood sucked up a couple of losses in that doubleheader.
Knuckleball pitchers can do that. Phil Niekro pitching his mid-40s. Hoyt Wilhelm was 49 when he retired. Tom Candiotti last night was the oldest starter in the major leagues. Jesse Roscoe's older than Tom, but he was the oldest starter. And here's Jorge Posada. There's a fastball for a strike to Jorge, who's 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Jacob Cruz has moved from left field to center field, and Alex Ramirez is in right field. You can tell where most right fielders have played in a ballpark by the brown spot in the position. And in right field at Yankee Stadium, that little brown spot is right near where Alex Ramirez is playing.
Now, you only get a brown spot like that when you have 11-game homestand.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So another hit by Posada. That's hit number 19 for the Yankees. Make that hit number 18 for the Yankees.
You know, you talk about the brown spot. You know, at Yankee Stadium, it's so difficult to position yourself, especially in left field here at Yankee Stadium. So a lot of the opposing outfielders, especially left fielders, they'll go look for the brown spot and see where everybody else has been playing. And
I've
so
never
they're
thought
positioned
about
properly.
that. That's very interesting.
Not so much in right field, but in left field.
Of course, the only brown spot that I see
there it is, right here.
There it is. Okay. All right. That's in left field. It's a little lighter. It's more of an egg crew in left field. the fashionable word now. Nothing in one to Chad Curtis.
So you talked about Hoyt Wilhelm. I had a chance to face Hoyt a couple of times before his career was over with. And you talk about a signature guy that threw a knuckleball. First of all, when you looked out at Hoyt Wilhelm, he had that hat, and it was just crooked to the side just a little bit. And he would kind of, when he leaned in to get the sign, he just kind of leaned kind of crooked, you know, along with the hat.
He was actually a right-handed pitcher in a left-hander's body.
I guess that's a good way of putting it. But man, could he throw a knuckleball. It's not about throwing a knuckleball. He could control the knuckleball.
There's a knuckleball looped into center field. Brocious will try to score. The throw by Cruz is not in time. How about a play like that in a 19-1 game?
Well, the Yankees can do no wrong this afternoon, obviously. 19-1 now, and they continue to hit and drive in runs. We showed you 10 out of 15 chances they've had to drive in runs, and they have been successful 10 out of 15. Now it's 11 out of 16. And a pretty close play at home plate. I don't think Brocious thought there was even going to be a play. He kind of looked like he slowed up a bit and then had to turn it back on again.
Knobloch pops it up. In is Branyan to make the play. So 1 out. We're only in the 7th inning. The Yankees have scored 19 runs on 19 hits. What are the hitters supposed to do? You know, I guarantee, we were talking about it in middle innings. I guarantee you, Bobby, you see somebody out there that's throwing something bad. I mean, you know, you're still a professional hitter. You don't want to make an out. Joe Torre's done all he could. I mean, he's put in the extra guys. Derek Jeter's out of the game. Tino Martinez is out of the game. Paul O'Neill's out of the game.
Luis Sojo, the batter, and what Luis has done, I mean, he can wait forever and come out and get a base hit.
Just like he did this afternoon. First time up, doubled in a run. Ricky Leday singled in a run.
Well, you can see Leday right here. He's on the on-deck circle. He's preparing himself to hit. I mean, even though it's a 19-1, he is preparing himself to hit like it was a 1-0 game. That's what you like about this ball club. That's what we saw with this ball club last year when they set the record for wins. It didn't make any difference how many games they had won. Every game was a different game. They came out with the same type of attitude.
1-1 knuckleball is low. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the most underappreciated man in this ballpark right now is Einar Diaz, the catcher. Well, I'll guarantee you, he's tired.
You got to be pretty tired yourself.
Well, I do, but not as tired.
Double dip for you.
Not as tired as this man right here, though.
I know you feel for him because you've been in that situation.
Man,
a few
I sure
times.
have. Knuckleball is low. 3 balls and a strike.
Well,
Steve
there is
Reed.
activity. Yeah, Steve Reed, the right-hander. We saw him last night. In fact, we saw 11 pitchers in total between the Yankees and the Indians last night. That 4-hour and what was it, 30 minutes?
Yep.
Something like that.
Yep. Sojo draws a walk. That's where Tom Candiotti probably wishes he was right now. Sojo. Bases loaded, 1 out, 19-1 Yankees.
Last time the Yankees scored 20 runs was in August of 1962. Against the Kansas City A's, they scored 21 runs.
On the other hand, the worst drubbing the Indians have had since 1986. Back in 1962, I was playing for the Atlanta Crackers in the International League. The Toronto Maple Leafs, they were the Maple Leafs then, a AAA team. They came into town and scored 63 runs in a 4-game series, 21 home runs. In the 4th game, Lou Jackson, you remember Lou Johnson, who had only a half of right ear. He played for the Dodgers in the 65 series against the Twins. Had a good series, as a matter of fact. But it was Lou Jackson who tried to steal third base in that game with the score 16-1. Now, you can imagine what happened after that. Next time Lou Jackson was up, Lou Vickery hit him right in the ribs. Both benches emptied, and it was mean.
I can imagine.
It was nasty.
I'm surprised they didn't charge third base after.
Oh, I mean, yeah, a lot of the Maple Leafs wanted to nail Lou Jackson.
I can imagine.
You know, and they
knew they were going to get it.
That's exactly right. 3-1. I mean, at 16-1, you've already. I mean, they just beat the daylights out of us. You know who the second baseman for the Maple Leafs was that year? Sparky Anderson.
Really?
Sparky was right in the middle of the fight. He ended up on the wrong end. He told me later on that that was the toughest fight he was ever involved in. And it was among the top 2 for me. Jerry Buchek had a hold of Sparky, and Buch was a big man, and Sparky wasn't. And I mean, Buch pummeled him. He got off into those little small crowds, like 3 and 4 guys. But I had never taken a drubbing over a 4-game series like that. And another hit for Leday. 2 runs are going to score. Soho to third, 21-1 on 20 hits, and we're only in the 7th.
A 37-year-old record broken here this afternoon with that base hit by Ricky Leday. One more look at it. Leday starting to swing the bat. Joe Torre has got to be excited about what is happening in left field now. Chad Curtis now coming on and swinging a hot bat from the right side. Leday has heated his bat up from the left side. And that's going to be another pitching change here at Yankee Stadium. History making once again at Yankee Stadium. Almost every time we come out here, we see something that goes into the history book.
I'll guarantee you, Bobby, Joe Torre wishes this game were over now.
A simple equation for speed. Take your PC, add your standard phone line, then add Red. What do you get? A business that moves faster. A business that works more efficiently. An affordable, high-speed digital connection that makes your current connection look like it's standing still. Call 1-888-RED-2000 for a no-risk 30-day trial. Red means go.
It's payback time. The power has shifted. The 99 Honda clearance is here. Now you're in control. The 99 Honda clearance. Don't you just love it when you win?
What's this dance called?
It's the El Duque.
Hey, Connie, why don't you have a dance?
Well, the Yankees went for 2, and it's 21-1. Oh, boy. Folks, catch the Yankees and their newest rivals, the Toronto Blue Jays, August 2nd, 3rd, and 4th at Yankee Stadium. Leave the office, get away from the Dow Jones average. It's been depressing of late anyway, especially this week. That game on Wednesday, by the way, for fans 14 and under, you can receive a Yankees t-shirt courtesy of HIP Health Plans. Tickets available at Yankee Stadium ticket windows. Ticketmaster, or you can call 212-307-1212 or www.yankees.com. And Steve Reed's in the game now.
Well, the Yankees are not holding back, and they shouldn't. I mean, the hitters should be trying to do exactly what they're doing here today, and it's just working out perfectly for New York. This is the 20th 20-run game in Yankee history. And I think the most runs scored this year has been Baltimore versus Atlanta, 22-1. I think that game finally ended up.
In that game, Cal Ripken had the only 6-hit game of the season. Chili Davis has 5 in this game, and he's on deck.
And how rare that game was against Atlanta, knowing the pitching that they have to allow 22 runs to be scored.
That's right.
Versus them is almost unbelievable.
1-1. We mentioned before we took a break with the pitching change that Joe Torre feels horrible about this. I know Joe inside and out, known him forever. He hates this. He loves to win, but he doesn't like to win 21-1. And no manager worth his salt does. But on the other hand, as we've said, when you put the hitters up there, what are they supposed to do?
They're supposed to do exactly what they're doing.
That's right, mash.
They're competitive.
And Mike Hargrove understands that.
Yeah, he understands that.
You know.
If you noticed in this game, we haven't seen one pitcher throw intentionally or appear to be intentionally throwing at somebody because they're getting too many hits and scoring too many runs.
Grounded foul. So 2-2 now to Bernie Williams. You'd figure that last year's American League batting champ with a score 21-1, 20 hits for the Yankees, would have a hit. He doesn't. Check that. He did single in the 4th inning.
Well, that's easy to overlook. I'll tell you what that.
You'd forget my scorecard. Looked like a
with that 5th and 6th inning. It looks like a railroad track.
I've just quit keeping score. My pen ran out of ink.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Get me some more lead, will you?
Yeah. Here's Chili Davis. 5 for 5 with 6 RBIs. Home run number 14. His last at bat.
And Chili with a triple could hit for the cycle in this game.
Boy, he's not going to do that. Not going to do it.
Well, you were right with Cone last night. I know that.
Yeah. Well, that was an easy call, and so was this one.
All right.
Wonder when Chili's last triple was. Check it out here. Go to the good book.
You want to know how many triples he's hit this year?
None. I got it. His last triple was 1994 for California. He did have 1 triple that year, none since.
Well, he should be well rested then.
He's due like Derek Jeter 0 for 5 with a base hit last night. Fouled out of play the other way. He's probably too tired the way he's been swinging the bat today.
I've seen a couple of outfielders run together, you know, and sometimes they're slow getting up.
Base runners, Soho on at 3rd, Ricky Leday at 1st. Ricky with a couple of knocks. Steve Reed in relief of Tom Candiotti. Mark Langston started this game and will be the losing pitcher. This one hit deep to right field. Back is Ramirez, and Cruz makes the play. So Chili Davis, vying for his first 6-hit game, comes up short. What a bad day for Chili Davis.
They're twice as bright as halogen lights. They illuminate 70% more area for greater visibility and safety. In short, they're the closest thing to daylight since daylight. Revolutionary, new xenon lighting technology. One of the dozens of bright new ideas on the Infinity Q45.
open up.
A simple equation for speed. Take your PC, add your standard phone line, then add red. What do you get? A business that moves faster. A business that works more efficiently. An affordable, high-speed digital connection that makes your current connection look like it's standing still. Call 1-888-RED-2000 for a no-risk 30-day trial. Red means go.
The Lincoln Summer of Luxury. The hottest Lincoln deal of the year. Now lease Lincoln Town Car, the ultimate summer getaway for 6, for $4.99 a month with 0 security deposit and only $9.99 down. Or heat up the road with a 275 horsepower Lincoln Continental and special lease deals. Seats are limited, so hurry to your Lincoln dealer now to lease your new town car for $4.99 a month with only $9.99 down. And make your summer getaway.
That's right, folks. If you're just coming in from cooking outside or from the beach, from the shore, it's 21-1 Yankees. And the Cleveland Indians, obviously, from out of town. And this family's from out of town, way out of town. When 4 aliens disguised as humans try to fit in, you never know what will happen next. Don't miss Third Rock from the Sun, coming this fall only on Fox 5. This is not the moon, but how the ball looks to Yankee hitters today. Sign this, will you, Bobby?
I know you've been in some of those grooves sometime where the ball looks almost like a softball or a big fat moon coming in there.
Yeah.
Well, Arabu is gone here at the top of the 8th inning, and Ed Yarnall will take over. And this young man here, Joe Torre, looking for somebody else down in the bullpen from the left side, and he made quite an impression. Made his major league debut here on the 15th of July. Tossing against Atlanta, a couple of scoreless innings. Struck out 1, so he gets a chance this afternoon to also try to impress Joe Torre. And when the Yankees start making some decisions when they have to about who's going to be in that bullpen, especially another one from the left side, Yarnall may be one of those guys. First hitter is Omar Vizquel, slicing one down the right field line. It gets by Leday, so Vizquel with a leadoff double, and we've still got lots of hitting going on here at Yankee Stadium. Now, wouldn't it be something if the Indians rally for 20 runs and we have a game such as we had last night? Leday got a little bit too close to the ball, and it gets by him. It was going to be a double anyway, so Leday thought that he could get over there, cut it off, and maybe keep Vizquel at first. But it turns into a leadoff double.
One of the great things about this game is that it eliminates certain questions the next day. You know what it eliminates? The #1 question. Did you sleep well last night?
I know it was a short night last night.
Right.
And so if you did, you had to do it in a hurry.
Sleep fast.
Roger Clemens will be the starter for New York tomorrow. Bartolo Colon will start for the Indians. He has been quite a bright spot in the starting rotation. In fact, one of the only bright spots, along with Nagy. Alex Ramirez, the hitter. Well, I remember you and Kenny talking about George Brett this time back in 1983 when George was involved in that controversial game that included the pine tar. I think that
Your
turned
call,
it.
too.
Well,
I didn't realize that.
You know, at the time, we were talking about the bat, and I didn't know. I think it was Tim McClellan who was behind home plate and was the umpire. Maybe it wasn't Tim McClellan. I can't remember now, but that's the name that popped. It was McClellan, they tell me. So our historians here are always on top of everything. Leon Squire and Eddie Caginelli. And when he measured the bat and the pine tar and how far it was up towards the hitting surface, that was an indication that there was something going on and something very serious. And when he called George Brett out, I've never seen anybody with that look in their face when he come charging out of that mound. But beyond that, Nettles, I heard you guys say, was the guy that kind of brought it to the attention. Well, Billy Martin and Greg Nettles Billy had noticed it a long time ago and was just waiting for the right opportunity to make that call and have the umpire check it out. And it worked, and it was supposed to work because it was illegal, depending on, I mean, when you read at the time when the rule books, that's how they were measuring it. But you can see the pine tar and how far it is up on the bat surface where the hitting surface is, and there comes George. But the thing that really stands out in my mind was how the American League president, who was Lee McPhail at that time, overruled the umpire for making a decision call at that time and that moment.
And then eliminated the rule.
And then eliminated, well, the rule had to be eliminated. These guys today, because of that incident, these guys today can have that pine tar going all the way out to the end of that bat, and an umpire won't call it. And it all happened here at Yankee Stadium, and I think that was really a controversial call by Lee McPhail in the American League, overturning. You just don't see that in baseball, especially from the umpiring crew. One out. Well, we take a look at our Lincoln Mercury scoreboard. Baltimore 8-4 over Anaheim down at Camden Yards. And Boston 9-3 over Detroit. Yankees have a 7-game lead over Boston going into this game. Tampa Bay 3-2. And the White Sox, Toronto, no score in the second. Yankees jet off to Chicago on Monday to start a series there. They'll end up in Boston. And Richie Sexson, the hitter.
Talked about it before. 106,000 people saw baseball in person in this town last night. And when you think about the history of both ball clubs, the Yankees and the Mets, of course, since 1962. The Yankees have been around since 1901. The Mets since '62. The teams have never been as good as they are this year at the same time. Yankees won in '62, '63, '64. Mets won in '69. The Mets won in '73. The Yankees win in '76. Lose to Cincinnati 4 in a row. They win the World Championship in '77, '78. They win again in '81. Then the Mets win in '86. And the Yankees, of course, win in '96 and '98, with the Mets winning the division in '88. But this year, it's different.
Sexton pops it up right side. Could be an easy play for Matzo. It is, so 2 gone.
And Bobby, before this summer is out, this place is going to sizzle on both sides of town.
We've already had some sizzling in 6 games during interleague play. 3 here at Yankee Stadium, 3 over Shea.
Yankees 1-2 here, Mets 1-2 there. Is it a long shot that these two teams could meet in the World Series? Well, it's not as long a shot as it was when this season began. And people are going to get the feel of that, and this place is going to go bananas over the next 2 months.
And the New York Mets, a game and a half starting today. They have already won. Behind Atlanta, the Yankees have now extended their lead to 6 games over Toronto. And Toronto losing to the Chicago White Sox 2-0. That in the 2nd inning. Boston has fallen to 3rd. This is David Justice, the hitter. And, you know, this talk started a long time ago. It was way before spring training. And, you know, every club has a real good feel on whether you think you have a good chance. And when the Mets made the decision they wanted to sign Mike Piazza, that was a real commitment on their part to get into this game and possibly make it a reality that we would finally have a Subway Series here in New York.
Robin Ventura was signed as a free agent. Ricky Henderson has been unbelievable this year. Boy, you could just feel it, though, the pitch picking up with the Mets playing well, with the Yankees playing well. And just think of what this town would be like in October with both these teams. It's never happened. They've never been in postseason at the same time. but it could very well happen this year.
Well, Joe Torre, growing up in this area, he knows what it was like years ago. Giants, Dodgers, and the Yankees. I mean, you weren't a Giant and Dodger fan. You were either a Dodger or a Giant or a Yankee fan. No in between. And that's just the way it is today, too.
No in between. You're either a Mets fan or a Yankees fan, period.
Justice is gone, and so are the Indians. Nice job by Yarnold. So we played 7.5, and this is the score: 21-1. Yankees in front.
Wait, kid. No, Peter. Hey, everybody, we really gotta go.
LS. The next big thing from Saturn.
J&R. It's a world filled with every piece of music and stereo equipment imaginable. J&R. It's a world where computers and all of their various components become one. J&R. It's a world where knowledgeable salespeople are helpful, but not pushy. J&R. It's a world where large selection and honest and low prices are the rule. J&R. It's a fascinating world on Park Row opposite City Hall. It's J&R Music and Computer World, New York's world-class music and computer connection.
You can't hide the X-Files Fox Sunday.
Harsh Realm, Fridays this fall on Fox 5.
We brought you the compact pickup ranked best in initial quality. The next Neon with a lot more to love and sophisticated technology you can afford. Now, here's what's new for the new Dodge. The Dodge Summer Clearance with exceptionally low lease rates, generous cash allowances on select models, or extremely low financing. What's new from the new Dodge? Just catch the Dodge Summer Clearance.
Back to the stadium, 21-1 here in the 8th inning. Let me catch you up on this right now. This copyrighted telecast is authorized under rights granted by the New York Yankees solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any publications, reproductions, retransmission, or use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent, listen to this, of the New York Yankees and WNYW Fox 5 is prohibited.
All right.
And you know what? What a day it has been for Fox 5.
Oh, man.
Starting off with the Mets early on and then ending up with this game here in New York with the New York Yankees and the Cleveland Indians. Baseball being brought to you on Fox. And here comes the Yankees at the bottom of the 8th inning. That is Jeff Manso, and he is now 1 for 3 in the game.
Fox 5 today, it's been wall-to-wall balls.
I think that's a good way of putting it.
Since 1 o'clock this afternoon, the slider to Manto, and Jeff Manto has his, I believe that's his first hit as a Yankee. Yeah.
How do you like that? Yankees have banged out 21 hits, and that's the first hit as a Yankee for Jeff Manto, former Indian. Bobbled by Branyan at third, but recovers in time to throw out Brocious. You talk about the hot corner. It's certainly the hot corner, and it pays to have a strong arm.
It does.
At third base, because you can recover and still throw out the runner.
That's been the impressive thing about Branyan so far. And of course, you know, it's a scouting report in microcosm, but he does have a strong throwing arm. You know what my observation of this game is?
Offense.
No, it's been a very short 21-1 game.
That's because you were punch drunk from last night's game at 4 hours.
Last night, this morning, today, I feel like I'm inside a baseball right now.
Can you remember what the first thing you said when the game started at Shea Stadium today.
Oh, you kidding? No. Remember that far. When was it, last week?
Chad Curtis waits on deck, one out for New York here at the bottom of the 8th inning.
But last night, only 17 runs were scored. I say only because it took them 10 innings to do it, and that game was 4.5 hours long, and this game will be shorter, probably.
Well, you did it now.
Oh, yeah, right, like that has something to do with
now.
it. Like we've already proven that those no-hitters can be pitched, or perfect games can be pitched, even if announcers talk about them in the 4th inning. Right?
That's right.
So we put that to rest, and we'll put that other thing to rest, too.
I wish you and I had the power to be able to control a couple things like that. You may have, but I know I don't. 2-2 count to Jorge Posada. The attendance this afternoon, Tim was talking about all the fans going to baseball here in this area last night. 54,870, a sellout here at Yankee Stadium on this Saturday afternoon. They're expecting another 50-plus thousand crowd tomorrow when the Yankees finish up this 11-game homestand. Obviously, a lot of the fans have left now, but 21-1, the Yankees lead it. They got to see a lot of offense. If they stayed through, 5 or 6 innings, they saw a 9-inning ball game.
They are, the fans that have remained are tired with sore throats.
And I know one other thing. We made history today with this 21 runs that the Yankees have scored. That was the longest wave that I can remember, and I think in Yankee Stadium history, that the fans did here at the stadium just a few innings ago. The longest wave.
We'll check with Elias.
They know everything.
Look at that.
Look at
17 runs in 4 innings.
Our camera's even waving. Chad Curtis. That's Vizquel at short, throwing out Curtis. The Yankees are gone here in the bottom of the 8th inning, so top of the 9th finally coming up. Yankees in front 21-1.
Are you ready to hit the road? Can a wider track broaden your horizon?
Do you wish life would throw a few more curves your way?
Is the right offer the cure for hesitation?
Are you ready for something you've always wanted? Then get to the Pontiac Hit the Road Summer Sell Down for 0% APR financing or $1,000 cash back on any 99 wide track Grand Prix.
Hit the road for Pontiac driving excitement.
See your dealer today.
What are you waiting for?
A simple equation for speed. Take your PC, add your standard phone line, then add red. What do you get? A business that moves faster. A business that works more efficiently. An affordable, high-speed digital connection that makes your current connection look like it's standing still. Call 1-888-RED-2000 for a no-risk 30-day trial. Red means go.
Call it a bonanza, an extravaganza. It's how you save on tires. Now at Pep Boys, all 35,000-mile tires are 4 for only $99, and all 70,000-mile tires 4 for $169.
Pep Boys. Cars like us.
People love us.
The grass is maintained, it's cut twice a day. Like 85% of the game's in, like I said, one form of the dirt or another. This clay here is from St. Louis. It's supposed to be 22 inches to the back of the rubber, 6 inches across and 6 inches in front. Got it down to about an inch and an eighth at this point. A good pitcher makes a good mound, and a good team makes a great field. And we happen to have both right now.
More angles, more insight. MSG, it's more than just a game.
New York Yankees baseball on Fox 5 has been brought to you in Part 5. General Motors, the company you count on wherever life takes you. That's General Motors and people in motion. And by Thumann's, remember fans, when it comes to Thumann's, they're the deli best. American Express, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, American Express helps you do more. And by Charles Schwab, providing people, technology, and support to help you gain financial control. Top of the 9th. Cleveland coming to bat. And Jim Thome will lead it off. Jacob Cruz to follow, and Yarnell's first pitch is up high. Ball 1.
I know what you fans are thinking. 22 runs scored in this game. We don't want to hear about any pitching matchup tomorrow, but it's a dandy. Bartolo Colon and Roger Clemens tomorrow. There's Raj, the Rocket.
You think he is thinking, well, you know, maybe they could have saved maybe half of those 21 runs, maybe for me tomorrow.
Don't tire yourselves out, guys. Bartolo Colon, by the way, the Cleveland version of the Rocket.
Only 23 years old. The other half of that young pitching staff, Jarrett Wright on the disabled list.
Pull muscle in the middle of his back. What Cleveland's hoping right now is this game over. Not at the expense of an at-bat, however. If you're a hitter again, you want your knocks. Get on the bus, go back, have dinner, and wake up tomorrow and forget about everything.
Leadoff walk here in the 9th inning. I'm not sure dinner's going to taste that good for Mike Hargrove tonight. This has been a drubbing, even though he had been through this before as a player and probably as a manager too. He does know that these things happen, and he knows that his ball club is banged up a bit with Fryman at third base, his regular third baseman on the DL, Cordero, designated hitter on the DL, Sandy Alomar on the disabled list, expected back pretty soon. Pitching staff, at least the starting staff, is in shambles.
Well, from a mental standpoint, there's no analyzing a game like this. You just shrug your shoulders and say, get up tomorrow, guys. I mean, if you lose a game like last night, tonight, then you might have a tough time with that food and the way it tastes tonight. But a very, very good Cleveland ball club.
Jacob Cruz is the batter, and it's a 2-ball, 1-strike count to him. Nobody out here in the 9th inning.
You know, Bobby, the players played this series down, but I don't think the fans did. You get a feel from the fans. I think the fans, probably more than the players, thought that this series was bigger than perhaps it really was. I mean, not that it's not a big series from the player standpoint, but I don't think they put the emphasis on it as this being a preview to October. As Mike Hargrove told Kurt Menefee last night, you know, we've got 2 months to play, we meaning baseball, before a champion is decided, before the matchups are decided.
Well, you know, baseball players, managers, coaches, they play every day.
Yeah,
it's hard to just take one particular 2-game or 3-game series or even 1 game until you get to the end, and that 1 game means whether you get into the playoffs or you don't. It's hard to put a whole lot of emphasis on winning and losing those particular games and how important they will be, you know, for you somewhere down the road that includes maybe 45, 60 days. Branyan batting with 2 men on, still nobody out here in the 9th inning. Earlier we had reported here on Fox 5 about some heavy thunders coming through here and some lightning, and I think it's already come through, and it came through like in the 5th and 6th inning. Right now it's just cloudy skies here at Yankee Stadium. We understand as that pitch is fouled back on a play that the weather alert that we broadcast here on Fox 5 has cleared here in this area. Now it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count to Branyan. You and I were talking, Tim, last night. Branyan, 163 strikeouts at AAA, even though he's got a lot of home runs. Looking at his swing, it's just almost unbelievable that he strikes out as much as he does. He had some good at-bats last night. Yeah, he struck out a couple of times, but during those strikeouts, I mean, he just would foul a few pitches back, and then next thing you know, the pitcher would make a perfect pitch on it. It just doesn't seem to have that big hole like you see in a lot of strikeout hitters. Bad swing, way off balance. That way inside. Now it's a 3-2 count.
He also appears to be relatively selective for a young hitter, choosing strikes at which to swing instead of hacking at anything. That often is indicative of a hitter that strikes out a lot, one that doesn't know the strike zone.
Couldn't hold up on a 3-2 pitch, so Branyan does strike out. You and I have only seen him. This is the second time that we've seen him hit.
Good fastball from Ed Yarno. And Russ could not stop that bat hit. Normally a power hitter like Branyan is the type of hitter with a lot of check swings. You rarely see a guy with good bat control with many check swings because, of course, they don't have the power that a guy like Branyan has either.
Well, we haven't seen him swing that many times at breaking balls. Normally, if you're a big strikeout hitter, you just can't hit a breaking ball. As Diaz, 1 ball, no strikeout to him. He's 1 for 3. Popped him up right side. Manto and Knobloch. And when you get some playing time, you just wave everybody else away.
That's right.
And make the play yourself. So 2 gone for New York here in the 9th inning. You know those, did you notice the regular guys, the guys that start every day, Jeter, O'Neill, Martinez, they didn't know what to do once they were taken out of the game. They had no clue.
They sat on the bench. They said, wait a minute, we're supposed to be out here on the bench when the game's going on. What a day for Chili Davis. My goodness, 6 RBIs, 5 for 6, including a 3-run home run.
Chili knows what to do. When you're the DH, you know exactly what to do. Go back and contemplate that last at bat and get ready for the next one. And you were right again. You were absolutely right again. Chili didn't hit a triple.
No, I knew it.
I thought maybe there was just a glimmer of hope. But boy, you just you shut it off immediately.
I really stuck my neck out on that one, didn't I? Saying Chili Davis is not going to hit a triple. Well, that's what I'm here for. Expert analysis.
And sticking your neck out.
Yeah, right, stick my neck out. And here's a hitter who hadn't had a triple since 1994. And I said he wasn't going to have a triple, so that makes me a genius. Thanks, Bob.
And you did it last night, too. David Cone, you came right out and said he will not pitch a perfect game.
I take a lot of chances broadcasting.
Well, what is left of this sellout crowd on their feet, applauding for the last out after witnessing history here at Yankee Stadium. And they won't get it on that pitch. Two pitch swung on, strike 3. This game is finally over. Yankees 21 runs on 21 base hits, and they have won the first 2 of this 3-game set versus this mighty Cleveland Indian ball club. Chili Davis, what a day. 6 RBIs. Garnell still pretty impressive coming in, even though it's a blowout. But more importantly, the Yankees have extended their lead now. They came into the game 58-37, taking the lead as far as the best record in baseball away from Cleveland. They extend that to 59-37. It's a dazed look on all the Indians' faces, along with smiles on the other side. New York and Joe Torre. So the Yankees win at 21-1. We'll be back with a wrap-up. Please stay with us right after this.
Everybody races around town. But nobody said you had to do it like everyone else. Take a different route. Drive the Mazda 626 LX V6. Take control and get into a sporty Mazda 626 with a powerful V6 engine. Mazda 626 is the lowest priced Japanese brand sedan with a powerful V6. Plus, for a limited time, save even more.
competition brings out the best in the 300 horsepower Lincoln Navigator. And now, the smart money is taking advantage of year-end leases on Lincoln Navigator.
You can never be sure when you'll witness history, but if you're not there, you can be sure that you won't. Get out there. Watch the Yankees clash with their rivals, the Blue Jays, August 2nd through the 4th. Leave the office early to enjoy a summer day game on the 4th, where all fans 14 and under receive a Yankees t-shirt, courtesy of HIP Health Plans. Get your tickets now.
Back at Yankee Stadium, the final once again, the Yankees 21-1 over the Cleveland Indians. Well, let's take a look at our today's Red Hot connection, which occurred in the 6th inning. Chili Davis batting for the second time in that inning. A home run, a two-run shot. Chili driving in 6 runs this afternoon for New York with 5 base hits. Capacity crowd on hand for this drubbing of the Indians. Once again, 21-1 the Yankees. Be sure to join us again tomorrow afternoon for the final game of this exciting series between the Yankees and the Indians. It will all start here on Fox 5 at 1:30. We will now send you back to the Fox 5 studios for Cops. And it has been a long but glorious day as Hideki Irabu picks up his 7th win. Pitched well today. Tom Candiotti into the game for the 2nd day in a row. Big day for the Yankees, 21-1. So for all of us here at Fox 5, Kim Singleton, Tim McCarver, I'm Bobby Mercer. We'll see everybody back here.